Oh, we're live.
Yes, we are.
We're live once again on a Thursday. Lonely Marks coming at you, talking some wrestling. And we're all here this time. I told JPO I'd be here, and I didn't want to disappoint him again.
Thank you.
You don't mind disappointing me, Ed or Ped. Okay.
Nah.
Well, I never told you I'd be here this week.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
So I mean, if I had told you, I wouldn't want to disappoint you either, or Pez.
Oh, no, that's fair enough.
I mean, I run the stream regardless, so it's just a matter of like whether I'll be like running the topics or not. Like that's really all it is, which I'm perfectly capable of doing. But you know, I always like when you are here, Jacob, because the show doesn't feel complete without you, man. So yeah, I always appreciate that.
Stop it. But yeah, no, lots to catch up on, as you can tell by the title of the stream. We got Money in the Bank this weekend, as well as Worlds Collide. We won't be doing predictions for Worlds Collide, but we will. You know,
we can run the card down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so we got that, and maybe we'll play a game at the end. And that's what we got today. And as always, I am joined by my three fellow Marks. I can't say lonely because we're not all lonely. Pez, how's it going?
Sorry. Hey, I can say if I'm not going to be lonely, at least she likes wrestling and watches all the shows with me. True. So that's a good thing. She's not like, she doesn't look down on wrestling. So that's a good thing. We'll be watching Money in the Bank on Saturday, so that'll be good. But yeah, no, we got another busy week of stuff to talk about. A lot of things that happened right after we went off the air, obviously, a few days after. We got a big debut that came maybe a lot sooner than we all thought. We'll talk about. Very, very quickly. I have an idea I'll talk about of what they're going to do with said person when we talk about her. But, that would be another petty thing against AEW. But, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, so it should be a good show.
And speaking of a good show, Richie, how's it going?
Well, it's a good show. That's what I'm good to be here. Always good to be here. What news to talk about? Money in the Bank. I may or may not be still doing my predictions in my head, and I probably won't make up my mind until I see the graphics on the screen. So we'll see that.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of graphics on the screen, JPO, how's it going?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm not lonely either. In fact, my main squeeze is right here in the room, isn't that right?
Yeah.
I saw you get a marker out, and I thought you were like getting ready for the game at the end, like you're just gonna have it ready. Didn't know you were doing that. So.
Next 2 hours, I'm just holding a marker, like, come on, guys, let's get to the game. Why the markers are originally here is for the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Jacob, how's it going? Oh, it's going well. Glad to.
Richie's only looking at me as a friend. All right. Okay. Sorry, I'm
done. As much as I don't want to, I do have to give the fantasy update.
We haven't had like a proper one in a couple of weeks, so I feel like we're kind of owed one. Because I know you sent me that document, and I'm pretty sure I just forgot to read anything from it last week. But to be fair, we had a lot of news to go over last week.
Yeah, it was a long time.
We were like blowing through stories left and right, so it was a lot going on. So I kind of missed it, but you don't have to go like super detailed if you want to. But I maybe the last week and a total score update, maybe something like that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this last week, a little bit of a light week. They've been, the same amount of wrestlers, but it's just people that haven't been on our rosters have been winning a lot more. So that's cool. JPO ended the week with 45 points. He had not Chad Gable. I'm sorry. El Grande Americano. I'm sorry. Wow, even though he was wearing Chad Gable's boots, that was nice of him to let them.
That just confirmed my theory, Jacob. The real luchador that is masking as El Grande, Chavo Guerrero, who has a history with the Mysterios and the Luchadors. I think it's Chavo under that mask.
We don't know. It's CG. It could be Cameron Grimes.
It could be Chelsea Green. We don't know who it is.
I think those boots were too big for Chelsea Green, but Chavo, Cameron. Maybe.
That's why she gave them away. She's like, this shit's too big for me. Who wants him? And Grande was like, see.
Yeah, he just happened to be walking by, and borrowed.
Yeah.
I mean, either that or El Grande Americo forgot his boots, and Chad Gable was such a fan, he donated his boots so he could make his qualifying match because he didn't want to wrestle barefoot. He's not Matt Riddle. You don't want to wrestle barefoot. He needs wrestling boots, and he just happened to have the same shoe size. So I don't think that is any kind of evidence that El Grande Americano is Chad Gable. That's ridiculous. That's completely circumstantial.
No, he did get you the main event points for that victory. You had, let's see, now it's getting so big that I have to scroll back and forth. You had AJ Styles. No, yes.
He was in the match.
Where I'm at. AJ Styles.
Genius
picking up a victory, and then Liv Morgan, unfortunately, in a loss, but yeah, picking you up 45 points. There's a fly on my screen. I don't know how they get in here. You guys got to get out of here. Pez picking up 30 points. You had Jacob Fatu in a main event, so you got those participation points.
Mm-hmm.
So you had
CM Punk was in a main event. Yeah,
CM Punk was in a main event as well. And then you had Jade and Ray Phoenix both in losing efforts, but still not a bad week, considering the scores for the week. It was a relatively low scoring week because Richie had 35.
That's how old I am.
Yeah. You had the War Raiders in a losing effort, but you also had 10 each from Los Garza picking up a victory.
At all, to be honest. That's good.
And then Sami Zayn and Finn Balor also in winning efforts. And you know who was on that team with Sami Zayn? Jey Uso, who got me 10 points, beating Braun Breaker, who only got me 5 points, and I got 15 for the week. So that was my week. I had two people, and cool. I'm hoping for some big points this weekend.
And unfortunately, you're out of spots, and Drew McIntyre looks like he's going to be taking an injury hiatus for a while. Unfortunately, so he's not going to be getting you any points for a long time. Yeah.
And I'm not sure how quickly DIY Motor City Machine Guns are going to be back in the tag title picture with, Street Profits and Fraxium and now the Wyatts.
Wyatt 6, yeah.
You know what's crazy is that so we all have two women, right? But only one woman in our entire roster, Rhea Ripley's in the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Let's go, Rhea.
So
let's go.
She's the only chance for any points at all. You just get the participation points at least. But yeah, there's nobody else has somebody in that match.
I don't think you're gonna win, but let's go. No, so yeah, the final point, not final points, but the current totals. Richie is sitting at 1129, Pez at 1143, so pretty close there. I'm sitting at 1268, and JPO still with a bit of a comfortable lead at 1365. So, hoping Gunther doesn't win the title on Monday. that would just put him even higher.
I have a sneaky suspicion about something in that match. We'll get to it with my predictions. I have a sneaky suspicion about something that might happen during that match.
I hate to ask him because he's already winning, and he can only. Oh, let me pick up somebody else who's going to get more points. But I believe he still have two. He still has two left, or just one now.
Just one. You're the only one that has any at all, and it's just the one. But I mean, again, JPO, even with his current roster, still got first place this week. So it seems like he's still pretty consistently, cranking out the points. So, it's up to you, JPO, if you'd like to substitute anybody.
I'm a loyalist to my team. I will keep my team for now.
All right. There you go.
You dropped American Made as soon as you could, but okay. Loyal.
Mostly loyal.
I would have done the same thing. So, no, yeah, we're We're getting
Well,
close
I mean,
to
he'll be
SummerSlam.
the only one that if he wants to, right before SummerSlam, if somebody's getting a particular push and, that somebody breaks out or whatever, he'd be the only one who have a chance to do something about it. Even one of the ladies, as well.
Right. Oh, Sheamus is going to win the title?
Mm.
Let me pick him up.
Yeah.
So, all right. Yeah, we're getting close. We're a couple months away from the end of season 1, what you can call it, until we start drafting AEW, and we don't even know.
The AEW one is going to be bonkers because, they're so inconsistent with who's on TV every week. It's ridiculous. It's going to be.
And then
you're going to have to really think hard about, not so much who's going to win matches, who's just going to be on TV for the roster.
Right.
It may not even be you have to get those mid-card people who just show up a lot, maybe not in main events, but just people who are just always on TV. You have to think about it really hard.
You'll get a lot of pay-per-view points because they'll stack their pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. There's 12 matches between pre-shows and main event. So you'll have a good chance to pay-per-views. But weekly television, who knows?
And then, something to think about as it gets closer. Do we draft trios or do we just keep it at tag teams? We'll have to think about that. So, but that's still a couple months away. That's something we can put in the back burner, just put in the back of your mind.
I believe we said, we're going all the way to SummerSlam, right? Which is August 2nd or something like that.
Something like that, beginning of August.
It's the 2 nights. That'll be the last event. Yeah, and then we'll switch literally the next week and draft AEW for the rest of the year. So,
yeah, August 2nd and August 3rd. So, just a couple more months.
Mm-hmm. Now, the question will be, do we do that, but also the week before SummerSlam, do we go ahead and draft AEW so that Dynamite can count, before the first Dynamite before our new show?
I'd say yes.
We could do both in the same show. Yeah.
But I mean, we can, it's not a dictatorship; it's a democracy. We can vote on it if people want to take a week between or whatever. But that's something to think about.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
I think the most shocking release that I've in recent memory is that of our Arcus, which I think isn't necessarily a release. It's just not a renewal of a contract. Which, come on, pay the man, give Truth his money. He's earned it. But yeah, it's just going to be weird. I mean, he's been such a staple. I mean, sure, he's been the comedy relief, but if you do something extremely well, I mean. Yeah, I was shocked when I saw it. No, it did make it seem like it was a release, and then the more the news came out, it was they offered him money, but it was significantly lower than what he's making now, and I'm like, well, I get that then. But yeah, no R-Truth. I'm sure we'll see him back. Maybe they'll come to terms. If CM Punk can come back, anyone can come back.
Yeah.
It would have to be sooner or later, unless you're going to do an ambassador deal. I mean, he's not young anymore.
Right. But, yeah. What do you guys thoughts on R-Truth no longer with the company?
I mean, if you want to, I'll do my usual kind of brief recap.
Oh yeah, for all the releases, JPO usually has the stats. The stats.
Well, we'll start with R-Truth because he's definitely the biggest one here. I mean, he did his first pro debut was back in 1999, and it wasn't long until WWF came calling. He's with them by 2000, so he's on the big screen by about 2000. He actually held the hardcore title too, so a couple of brief runs there.
The last of the active Attitude Era wrestlers, if you think about it.
On this roster, yeah, because Music got Edge and Christian, but on this roster,
but I mean on WWE roster.
Yeah,
but again, they were on AEW, but I'm talking about WWE.
Right, no, for sure, that's what I'm saying on this roster, yeah. He unfortunately would be gone by August of 2001. He was one of the several people that, because of WCW and ECW, all of a sudden their rosters were combined. He got kind of lost in the shuffle, unfortunately. He was with TNA from day one. He's in that Battle Royal with Ken Shamrock to crown the first ever, well, not the first ever, but of the TNA era NWA champs back in June of 2002. He would end up becoming the NWA World Champ, first Black African American World Champ, which was pretty cool for the NWA leniency. He held the NWA Tag Titles, later on the TNA Tag Titles. Finally, in March of 2008, so think about that. 2008, this guy's been with this company every day since March of 2008. He held the U.S. title twice, the tag titles a couple times, first with Kofi, and then more recently with The Miz. That was just last year. He was holding the tag team titles here. He was a 53 time 24/7 11 whatever he called it champion.
595
I-95 Kentucky Louisiana champion, whatever.
Yeah, definitely making that title more fun than it had the rights to be at several points here. Had some fun, man. Him and Miz had, the big match with Cena and Rock at Survivor Series. Him and Cena even main evented Capital Punishment 2011 back in the day. I loved Little Jimmy. That was a lot of fun. One of the scenes
I love the back
on.
and forth with him and Triple H, and Triple H was pretending to talk to somebody too, and R-Truth was like, "There's nobody there. What are you, crazy?"
And another scene still with the Judgment Day last year. A lot of fun of him believing that he's with the Judgment Day. And then even recently too with the John Cena, kind of a brief feud in the end. That's one of the things I kind of wish. Like, if you're gonna kick the guy out, like, they should have really had like Cena beat the shit out of him, get some heat, or you know what I mean. Like, let that be his last match, not the random JC Mateo match, which will go down as his last match currently. And that was just on May 30th too. This all happened pretty abruptly. Like, we did our show Thursday, he wrestled on Friday, and then was it Saturday or Sunday? Well, it was one of the next couple of days. I feel that it was announced that he was gone.
Yeah, something like that. It was
because they're chanting for him on Monday. So very very quick turnaround of a guy that literally main event of Saturday Night's main event technically. A part of SmackDown, and then literally gone by Saturday or Sunday. So unfortunately, what you said, Jacob, seems to be the sense is that I've said this before. Think about it. If he's there since 2008, that means every 2 to 5 years, give or take, he's probably getting a pay increase. And I think, unfortunately, there's just an executive, or they have a board meeting. They go, well, if we're paying R-Truth this much, we can hire 4 new guys for that price. You know what I mean? Maybe even 5. And and unfortunately, this is not an emotional company. This is a company. We've seen it before. I've said it before. We saw it with the pandemic, when it was like, oh, we have a pandemic, now these people can get jobs elsewhere. Fuck it, we'll fire 30 of them, because now we can save money, even though we just reported how much money we're making. So this is very much a cold, by the numbers company, unfortunately, at the end of the day. And then R-Truth's big enough, so if you guys want to take it over for a minute.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know much more to add. I just think it's like, just
Cena shirts.
Yeah. I just think it's apparently, like, maybe Cena. There was a rumor that Cena was one of the few people that was privy to the fact that his contract wasn't going to be renewed, and wanted to do the match with R-Truth, to maybe tell the certain big wigs, hey, this guy's got some value, like, but it also makes, I guess, sense with Cena to do the match with his last run. But I don't know. I just feel like with a guy so loyal to your company, if he does leave, you have to give him a bit of a better send off than that. We'll get into it with his other release here too. It's like, I just feel like you can't just have, like, at 1 week they're there, 1 week, the next week they're gone. You're kind of gotta, like, especially if you're, clearly this is like sort of you're organizing this sort of restructure, I guess. You gotta be like, okay, let's write this person out. You can't just be, otherwise it just feels weird. But I think, R-Truth is great. He's clearly a very beloved member of the roster. I dare say that, I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of those guys that he comes back quite soon. If not, he might show up in TNA for a bit. If he does show up in TNA, expect him to be. He'll just probably have the same music because he actually owns that music. So he actually used that music in TNA. The What's Up music. I don't expect him to go to AEW, but you never know. I think he'll come back to WWE eventually under a Legends deal. Or I think.
This isn't a brand new concept too. Of unfortunately them having to do this to people before. On Busted Open, they actually mentioned Mark Henry and Bubba Ray Dudley both said, "Yeah, that happened to us." But Bubba was the guy that went, "Fuck you, I'm going to TNA," and Mark Henry was the kind of guy that went, "All right, I'll take less money." So, you know what I mean? So it all depends on how you feel, how you view yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Bubba was still young enough at the time, and where he's like, "Nah, we'll go elsewhere and make just as much," if not more. Well, Mark didn't necessarily want to go anywhere else. And then, who knows with R-Truth might just, I don't know. I'd love to hear his views. I'd love if Chris Van Fleet maybe got him soon. That'd be cool to hear.
He already had him recently.
He had him recently, like a few weeks ago.
But this is big enough to where I want to hear now. I want to know how does he feel. Did he not want to take a pay cut? Does he want to just spend time at home? He is older. You know what I mean? He is an older cat. Even when he started wrestling, it was a little bit later than some. So,
well, it's a bit of a curse. He also had Carlito on recently.
Yeah, get off. Go. Don't do Van Fleet.
Who's coming up?
Who was just on? Santino was just on, but he's in TNA.
I think the latest person was Casey Catanzaro, who's already got released.
Catanzaro, yeah.
Okay, we're good.
Well, she's gone too.
Yeah, but she was already released.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pez.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say, it wasn't shocking that R-Truth seems like he's just kind of been like the mascot of WWE for the last couple of years, to a degree, where he's just always kind of around, interacting people, showing up, occasionally getting in the ring if some storyline calls for it, but he doesn't necessarily have to. The crowd still just like seeing him, do his stuff backstage. That's why I'm surprised that if you had let him go as an active competitor, but signed him to like an ambassador or a legend deal or something like that, and he could still kind of, make appearances and whatnot, I don't think people would have been as upset if they let it run out. But no, we're going to sign him to a Legends. We're going to sign him to a Legends contract. He'll still be make appearances, but he can go do conventions, go do stuff, whatever. Totally fine. I think people wouldn't have had that big of a problem because does he need to be on the active roster at his age and whatnot? Not really. They've got enough younger competitors and people that they're trying to push right now where you don't need him wrestling, whatnot. But so still a bit of a shock there. I did hear a funny suggestion that if he were to go to AEW, you could do a gimmick where he's basically playing the same character, where he thinks he's still in the WWE, but he's in AEW, and starts running into former WWE people that are in AEW and calls them by their old names, or is shocked to see them because he hasn't seen them in forever. So he runs into Moxley and calls him Dean. That would be funny. Runs into Claudio, calls him Cesaro. What's up, Cesaro? Where you been? Runs into Jericho. I haven't seen you in years. Runs into Jericho, pisses him off, asks to not be put on the list. Shit like that. He could run into Paul White, call him, what's up, show? Just you name it. Copeland, Christian, the Hurt Syndicate. Shelton and Bobby.
Business without me.
That's what I mean. There's so many people when you actually look down the roster. Mercedes, Samoa Joe, Big Bill, old Cass. He could do the gimmick. I mean, it would be a funny gimmick of him every week running into somebody else that he hasn't seen in forever because they're in AEW and interacting with them in some way. He could call Dustin Rhodes Gold Dust, run into Gold Dust and do some shit with him. So it would be a funny gimmick if they decided to go that route. I don't need to see it, but that's a way to go. But I mean, he will be fine as far as he'll make convention appearances. He'll make tons of indie appearances. People will get him on shows, just to, even just to interact with fans. He'll be okay. And I think eventually I could see them, getting a Legends contract. Hell, I wouldn't mind if he was in the Hall of Fame. I really wouldn't mind.
He's going to be in the Hall of Fame one day.
I wouldn't be surprised.
100% guaranteed. I don't want him to be in the next year or two. I'm a fan of let's miss him maybe a little bit. But 100%. 100%.
Yeah, and I think the fans will be totally fine with that. That dude's paid his dues, like you said, JPO. He's been in the business 25 plus years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, been done tons of stuff. So, yeah, I would be totally fine with that. So I don't think it's the last you've seen of him, but I think it just came out of nowhere as far as not being like nothing in between, like a transitional kind of thing, you know. So, but yeah, we'll see what happens with Truth, but you know, we'll see.
He's also got his like music side hustle too, which is, I mean, you know, it's probably net some a bit. So he's got some stuff going on. I mean, yeah.
Let John Cena jump on the track.
Yeah.
Who else we got? JPO.
Yeah, two more, two-timers actually too. By the way, everyone being released. This was their second go-around actually. Yeah, Carlito also one that has come and gone again. Another guy actually, another 1999 debut. By the way, same year. Him and R-Truth have been lacing up the boots here. Again, not too long before WWE came calling. Of course, he's a second-generation superstar, son of Carlos Colon and of brother of Primo. Was uncle of Epico, something like that. Signed by WWE in 2003. Of course, had his big TV debut against John Cena, where he won the U.S. title in his very first match in 2004. He would go on to win the Intercontinental title and also the tag with Primo on a couple different occasions here. Have about a 6-year run until 2010. Yeah, a lot of people don't forget. Like, people, man, how time flies. I would not have guessed 13 years had passed since they've been with WWE. I probably would have said 8 to 10. 13 years have passed since he had been with the WWE. There was a bit of we thought maybe they're going to sign him back in 2021. He came out in the Rumble, looked great, but took a little while longer than that. He's not really full-time back until October of 2023, where he was that mystery partner along with Ray and Santos at Fastlane, where they defeated Bobby and the Street Profits. Then he was signed from then on. But again, another guy that kind of got lost in the shuffle a lot. That's his only PLE match since then. Was that Dave return at Fastlane outside of one Royal Rumble appearance. Was fun in the Judgment Day, but again was very much in the background. I will sadly never get a conclusion to him and Raquel. I guess they won't end up together. Bah, bah, bah. And yeah, we actually hadn't even had a match. I looked it up. Nothing in May, and last time he was around was in that Andre Battle Royal back on April 18th. So, you know, again, just in the background until then. And then I know I'm not alone in going, oh, Valhalla's still around. All right, cool. Valhalla has gone again. She's been around since 2011. Signed by the WWE in 2016, debuting for NXT. Her first firing came in during the pandemic. She was a pandemic firing back in 2020. She, again, another one that would return for a surprise Rumble appearance, and then came back kind of full-time in November of 2022. But between injuries and pregnancies and also creative having nothing for her, she's been around since November of 2022. 6 matches she's had. 6 since 2022. So obviously there just wasn't much on the books for her. I know in real life she is the wife/baby mama of Eric of the Viking Raiders. So maybe it was one of those that they kept her around, maybe appease him a little bit, I would suppose. Because again, just not much was ever really on the docket for her. And again, of those 6 matches, 2 of them are one's a Rumble and one's a Battle Royal, even, like, you know what I mean. So really 4 like actual matches where she's the center focus. So yeah, she has gone from the company as well. Was there anyone else? Did I get him? Did I miss someone?
No, I mean there's people that's
there's people that are being rumored, but nothing is concrete right now.
Yeah, I know there have been hints of The Miz, who's another one that kind of unfortunately tracks. If you think of the R-Truth method of, he's been on the mid card, he's been around for a long time.
And he's deleted every WWE reference on his Twitter.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. But so is Gunther, and Gunther's in his title match on Monday.
It does look like, by the way, unfortunately, if you are a Valhalla Sarah Logan fan, it does look like she's done, by the way. She did go on Twitter and thanked everyone, but very much seemed like she was moving on from pro wrestling. So it does look like it is the end of the road, at least for now, for her.
And there's a rumor about Karrion Kross. That's going to happen.
Yeah, his contract's up.
I want to say that's a rumor, but I mean, yeah, again, true, maybe. But he's at least not being paid like the others. So I don't know, we'll see.
I want him.
Valhalla was probably getting paid either, but at least he's on TV on like Valhalla.
Right.
But yeah, Carlito just going on Carlito for a sec. Carlito is, I mean, yeah, I understood that he didn't wrestle much, but he meant, I think with I made a comment on the group that like they're really so funny guys because yeah, R-Truth is known to be funny guy, but Carlito is really funny too, man. Especially if you watch a Bruce Van Vliet interview, he's hilarious. He's very self-aware. He's very fun dude. He's like, oh, why don't we see you do the those like the springboard stuff anymore? Because I can't do them. He's like, I don't want to. And then he goes, you saw what happened to JD. Then they're like, ooh, he's like, he's fine. But yeah, I just think it's weird. Like when you see him without Carlito, especially on Raw. So this past week it was like, there was the clubhouse and there was no PlayStation, and they just didn't mention that he was not there. I'm like, mention why he's not. I don't know. Come up with a story. If you knew you were going to get rid of it, you weren't going to renew his contract. Just come up with an angle why there's a breakup. I don't know. It feels weird that like he was part of the group and now he's just randomly not there. You know, I mean, yeah, it's awfully weird. It's suspicious. It's almost like almost like fans imagined his involvement. It's like he's there one week and then he's not. It's like okay, and then they're just not acknowledging it. It's weird.
2 months from now, JD's gonna be like, "Where's Carlito been?"
Yeah. Who took our PlayStation? And then I mean Valhalla's not unfortunately not a surprise. Yeah, like her and Eric have eventually like they actually had like a Viking type wedding. They very much live that sort of similar sort of game. But yeah, but she's a decent wrestler too. I don't think she's ever got really much of a chance to showcase that. If you ever saw her in the Indies, Crazy Mary Dobson, she's really good. So, but yeah, good luck to her.
Yeah, I think Carlito will be fine. He is the current WWC Puerto Rico champion.
He won that the day before.
Yeah. I mean that is his dad / his promotion, so that's not really that big of a coup. He's always got that to fall back on. I'm just saying let's not make it seem like that's a huge accomplishment.
Maybe he saw it coming. He was like, "Well, I guess I'm just gonna go back and."
Well, I know in the past they have allowed him, Primo and Epico, to do like some of their bigger shows even while under contract. That's always been like a thing they've allowed all three of them to do. So again, like even at the time, it wasn't surprising. It was, because I don't know if it was a big event or not, but like to win the title was surprising because usually they're not like a reigning champ while they're with WWE. But maybe he did see it. And he's like, "Yeah, put the title on me. I'll be around."
I have some free time on my schedule. Just
yeah.
He's just like, guys, I'm going to be available a lot really soon. Pez, you got any thoughts on Carlito?
Not much on Valhalla. I didn't know she was still around, honestly, and who could blame me when she hasn't been on TV like at all? So I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, Carlito, turned one big appearance at Backlash Puerto Rico into another year and a half, almost 2-year gig. So I mean, good for him. And if you remember, I was the one who predicted. I was like, wouldn't it be interesting if Carlito showed up in Puerto Rico? I can see it happening. And then he showed up.
Like, nah.
And you're like, nah. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know. And then he showed up. And yeah, he turned that into kind of another round of appearances. So good for him. Got him back out there. Yeah, he's another guy who's been on the Indies even before that for a long time and stuff. So like he'll be fine. He'll get gigs. He'll get appearances. Whatnot. So he'll be okay. But yeah, I mean, he had a pretty easy gig just hanging around on the back of the Judgment Day, being the guy who just interfered in matches, got knocked off the apron, whatever. So pretty easy gig from week to week. So not too bad for what it is. Yeah, he'll be all right. I'm not too worried about Carlito, but yeah, it tracks. He's not necessarily like one of those necessary guys for that. So, but yeah, not much other than that.
The most over Valhalla got was her atlas because when Michael Cole was like, "Hey, you got the atlas on. She's got the atlas." Yeah.
She will be part of one of R-Truth's funnier moments when she was making her entrance in the Women's Royal Rumble and R-Truth interrupted to enter the Women's Royal Rumble. Remember, she was coming out during that. So, she forever will be part of at least one of Truth's, better moments as well.
Shout out to Michael Cole, by the way, for wearing a Indiana Pacers jersey.
Yeah, no, that spear Carlito took from Braun Breaker was great. The one where he fucking leaped like 20 feet into Carlito. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Yeah.
No, I will not go cool wearing the Pacers jersey. No, the Thunder are going to win the NBA Finals. And if they don't, I might need to take a break from the show. But they are currently up 14. Make that 11. Sorry, in Game 1. So
I couldn't have told you for $1 million. A, that it was the finals, and B, who was in it. I always find out that like, oh, it's whatever final season or World Series season. I'm like, oh, I guess it's that time of year. I had no clue. That's how much the sports.
The NBA, and then I think hockey's in a couple weeks. I think they're soon
hockey
too.
playoffs are going on right now. I didn't know that, but yeah, I if it happens to be on, I'm happy to watch it. But it's not something I go out of my way. I mostly just watch football. So yeah,
I did. I finally. It sucks. I finally got rid of cable, and my favorite basketball team makes the finals, and it's on ABC of all stations. It's not
right. The one that like the one that like doesn't have a streaming service where you can just stream, whatever. Yeah.
If it was on TNT, like they stream on Max. I've been able to watch the playoff games on Max, but yeah, the finals are ABC exclusive. Which
do you have the NBA app?
No. I don't want to pay for something else.
That's why you get that like free trial if they have one, and then you just cancel that shit.
Right. I was gonna look into that today, but then we were doing this anyway, so I wasn't gonna watch the game and do this at the same time because I probably would have been a little more invested in the game. But no, all right, so that's the releases. But we've also
got a debut.
Got a pretty great debut. I think a little bit sooner than we expected, and I think I'm gonna keep calling her Mariah May until
they change her name next week, kind of like Ricky Starks and Ricky Saints.
Yeah, because they didn't say her name. They
didn't say her name.
Glamorous.
That's usually an indication because Ricky Starks did the same thing where he showed up in the crowd and they were like, "Look who it is! It's him!" Basically.
But they said Jeff Cobb's name, and they still changed his name.
Yeah, but that's probably a good indication that she'll be Mariah September.
What's Jennifer June doing in the NXT zone?
Yeah. I imagine it'll still be Mariah, kind of like Ricky, but she might have a different last name, I would imagine.
Mariah
April.
Yeah.
April. But
Mariah Fall, Mariah
Mariah can.
Yeah.
Mariah will.
But looks like she's joining NXT. We'll see what they do with her next week. She actually kind of interrupted new NXT Women's Champion JC Jane, and of course everyone wants the title. So and then now she's here. So we'll see what they do with her. How long she's in NXT before she makes the move to the main roster. But I'm pretty excited. I think the NXT women's division is pretty great. And with the call-ups that we've had, with Roxanne, Julia, and seemingly Stephanie, I mean, all three of them are in the Money in the Bank match. I mean, so, lose 3, get 1. But it's a pretty great one.
Yeah, and they'll bring up other people too. Probably at some point.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know much to add, but I think just what I was on Tournament Vibes, and Tez goes, "Do you want an NXT spoiler?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why not? Sure." And he goes, "Mariah May is on NXT." I'm like, "Already?"
Yeah, that's because that's what I said. And all of a sudden, I was like scrolling. I was like scrolling Reddit or something, and people were already blowing up that and like Twitter and everything with like the Mariah May footage, and I was like, really? Already? I was like, that was fast. And the fact that we were all speculating, like we knew she was pretty much free, but we didn't know like if they were gonna hold off on her or like or if she still had a little time on or whatever. And then all of a sudden, like they wasted no time. Like where she's right on NXT.
March 9th was her final match in AEW.
Right. And now she's there. Now I have a suspicion since she's already on NXT. You guys know how there's a NXT Great American Bash the same afternoon as AEW All In. Boys, do I have a suspicion that Mariah May is going to be in the main event of that show, opposite of AEW All In, because of how petty they've been in running shows the same day and like scheduling shit, back to back, and doing stuff with the former people. Ricky Starks will be in a prominent match on that show. I could just see like the pettiness of like, oh, we got her now, and then she's gonna have like a title match, on that show the same afternoon. I'm just saying, mark my words. I'm saying it here right now. Do not be surprised when that happens the same day. Yeah.
So, yeah, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
JPO, were you excited to see Mariah May?
Mm-hmm.
I heard about it. I had an earlier on to watch the clip. Yeah, I think it's unfortunate that she wasn't around for AEW much longer. I wonder if AEW is ever paranoid now. Like, shit, if we build them up, they're just gonna fucking leave us. Just hit the Jade route and whatnot. So, I think she'll do good. She won me over in that Tony Storm feud for sure. So,
yeah, I'm just looking at the comments in Malcolm's. Apparently, the directors have talked to me and bring her back's next project is a documentary about deathmatch.
I was on my docket.
Oh, shit. Nice.
So, yeah, I haven't seen Bring Her Back. I like Talk to Me.
Bring Her Back's good. It's fucked up, man.
It's very fucked up and intense, but it's very good. Yes. I'm always down with more wrestling documentaries because I brought up both Beyond the Mat and The Backyard on our documentary episode we did on tournament fights. And the Backyard's an interesting one because it's kind of like Beyond the Mat just for backyard wrestling. The deathmatch wrestling one, I think probably the closest one we've gotten is maybe like how they dive into it a little bit in the David Arquette thing, with like the stuff he did with like Nick Gage and whatnot. I don't know if we've ever had like a full thing about like I'd imagine it'd be a lot of I'd imagine they'll do some tapes and stuff at GCW shows. That could be a possibility.
Possibly too, but they also because people before they were made talk to me, they became known as like big YouTubers, and they did death. They were doing death like they did a lot of like odes to wrestling and stuff, and they threw each other through, they were doing weird shit like that, like history each other through burning glass and stuff. So that they do have like a love for that kind of thing. So yeah, they'll probably touch on that, but also and maybe touch on like I don't know, maybe touch on the maybe the scene if there's a scene in Australia or just the the overall kind of scene in in general. But it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting if they interviewed people like I don't know if you go to that YouTube. What's that YouTube guy? JPO? You know that YouTube?
Which one?
And if you stayed awake, no, just kidding.
To be fair, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Richie. What context?
There's this like YouTube dude. There's this I can't remember. Anyway, but like.
Today, Junior, Jesus Christ.
I don't know. It's like
all right, let me run through the 80,000 million people that are on YouTube, and I'll give it
something cultaholic. Like, give us something blue.
There's this guy that jumps off shit and then just hurts himself.
Okay,
guy, the retarded guy.
Yeah, superhuman. Yeah.
I want to
my juggalos and my juggalettes.
Yeah, no, for God, no! Don't give that guy any more attention.
Shouldn't encourage him, but I know.
I thought you meant somebody that actually like films stuff or interviews people, not some dope who jumps onto light tubes like in his backyard off his trampoline. No.
How do we get on this?
We're talking about deathmatch wrestling. The guys who did Talk to Me and Bring Her Back are going to make a deathmatch documentary.
Yeah.
So. I know. I remember that.
Yeah, as someone who's not very familiar with deathmatch wrestling, I'm intrigued.
No, I mean there's some good Vice docs that are out already. Like Vice did one a little while back with a bald guy, and like he went around to one of the CZW tournaments. So yeah, there's definitely stuff to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. The only other big thing I have is I think it's been made official. We kind of all knew it was coming, but Omega Okada winner take all for All in Texas. So
yeah,
I just hope they actually do a winner take all as far as like merging of the belts or get rid of one or the other. Just keep one of them.
Yeah,
that's because the title is essentially the same, international and continental champion. You don't just if you're gonna keep one, then maybe just keep the continental one so you can still do the tournament or whatever at the end of the year. Just keep that one, get rid of the international one. You just don't need it. So just keep one. You can get rid of one of these belts.
Intercontinental is basically another way of saying international, anyway. And I don't like two people, like just one person parading with two belts. Just you don't need that. You don't need that. Just have one belt.
Well, they have to make up for Moxley not parading with a belt at all. So
we don't even know if he has a belt in the
briefcase. Well, and we need to get rid of one belt if we're going to introduce more belts with like a women's tag belt as well. We got to pare it down a little bit, which has been like a rumor right now.
Yeah. Yeah, they might introduce women's tag belts in Ring of Honor. Who knows? I don't know. That's not on the card.
Well, they're already in the middle of they kind of are. Well, not tag wise, but they're already in the middle of crowning a Ring of Honor Pure Women's Champion.
Yeah.
So there's another belt coming.
Hey,
all the belts,
all the records. Yes.
I don't know if it's on JPO's dog. The only other thing I had is so GCW has like a show that they do at Coney Island or something, or called Brawl, Brawl at the Wall Park or something near Coney Island. But their main event, apparently the main event, it's going to be one of the main events, is Deonna Purrazzo versus Jonathan Gresham. It's going to be interesting, but also noteworthy is it's also going to feature probably one of the first post WWE appearances from Elena Black, the former Cora Jade.
We saw her on Arrow Hawani. Yeah, she's very busy. She's booked a lot already.
And Priscilla Kelly's going to be on that show as well. So yeah. So check that. That might be interesting. That's just a wild main event that kind of piqued my interest. But yeah, they've probably done that before. But yeah, I know that
it's at the baseball field there,
baseball field there. Yeah. So
yeah.
Okay. I mean, at least it's cool that Deonna's getting some work. Because she was sort of joking about being, I think she's kind of disgruntled a bit, not getting on AEW much. There was a thing where I think apparently because she joked about being on Picture in Picture, and literally on AEW, I think it was this week, she was it was a Picture in Picture, and she was in one of the ads on Picture in Picture. She was in an ad on a Picture in Picture thing. So she was on Picture in Picture, but she was in the ad that was it was promoting something else, and while Dynamite was on, so she was in Picture in Picture. But
we got it. She was in Picture in Picture.
We got it. Yeah. It's the best in ring advertising since they did a Pizza Hut commercial while Nick Gage was carving up Chris Jericho with a pizza cutter. Yeah. Excellent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So whatever JPO's got, if JPO's got a couple of bits.
Not a lot. No. We mentioned last week Evolve has a women's champ. We now have a new men's champ. Jackson Drake will go down as your first WWE set Evolve champion. And
Jackson Drake.
Jackson Drake, yeah.
That's like the default name when you go to create a player on 2K. It's like
I was like Drake Jackson Drake, yeah.
No, keep going.
Share my screen.
Oh, okay. What you got? Oh boy.
Yeah, we won't go too in depth as we normally do, but did want to shout, of course, TNA will be on their pay-per-view, their TNA Plus app on Friday. Your new champ, Trick Williams, defends that title against Elijah, the former Elias. Masha Slamovich defends the knockout title against Li Ying Lee, the former Zaya Lee. In case you're wondering about that. Joe Hendry will take on Frankie Kazarian. We got the winner is the official director of authority for TNA, Robert Stone, challenging Santino Morala. Tag titles on the line. The Nemitz, Ryan, and Nick I don't remember Ryan first. I was like, who's that other one? Oh yeah, Nick. Will defend against the Rascals, Trey Miguel and Zach Wentz, and also Steve Macklin will take on Matt Werner for the International Championship. I'm sure more because they also like to do at least 8 to 10 matches, so I'm sure we'll get more in the maybe tonight they're having one more show. So yeah, that's Against All Odds coming to you on Friday.
All right, and I've got the card for Worlds Collide. If you'd like me to run that down, Mr. Barber.
Oh wait, hold on.
You got that too? Oh boy.
Yeah.
I think they put out some yellow
graphics.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those floating around, right?
Streaming on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on WWE's YouTube channel. Yes, that's interesting.
I'm interested in maybe there'll be less shitty ads, maybe some more wrestling. That's cool.
That might be one. Is it wrong that I almost want to watch that show with the Spanish commentary that they say will be available? Almost as like to get
if that's your boat, I have zero interest in that, but if that's what you want, go for it.
Just at least one match maybe or something, just to see. I don't know. Could be something.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's what we got. It's a 4-way match. Yeah, Ethan Page defends his NXT North American Championship. This is one of 2 title matches that will be here. Javon Evans, Laredo Kid, and Ray Phoenix, and this will be a fun one. Ethan Page, not a big high flyer, but the rest will definitely be a little bouncy.
Hey, Jacob, does this count for fantasy?
I would say if we're not including NXT, I'd say no, but that's up to you guys.
It's got main roster people on it. I think of it like almost.
So does NXT have the time, but if you want, if you guys are down,
I would put it to a vote. I would say yes.
As somebody who I think doesn't have anybody on the show, I'm neutral.
I'm neutral as well, so it doesn't help.
That doesn't help.
Well, yeah, it does. It's just that's technically a no. So no.
I don't know the cards. I don't know who all of them are.
Oh, you know what? I have people. You know what? Maybe I should say yes. I have people.
You should say yes. Your guy's going to be in the main event. Yes. JPO, say yes.
It's a yes. The yes wins. All right, neutrals. All right, the yes wins. It counts.
I was going to say that should push you over.
A tag team match at Stephanie Falcor and Lola Vice take on Chick Tormenta. I like her name. And Dallas. Chick Tormenta and Dallas.
Stephanie pulling double duty here. That's good.
Yeah.
And I believe this match has slightly changed, by the way. I believe instead of Joaquin, it will now be
Lindsay Dorado.
Yeah.
Yes.
So no Los Garza. Sorry, Richie.
Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah.
We're not counting the. Are we counting the points? Damn it! Now we're counting the points.
Oh no, I'm mixing up the 6 mans. This match is fine.
Oh, okay, so you'll get points, Richie.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting points.
This match, sorry. Okay, I wanted to make sure. I confused. There's two trios. So Santos, Angel, and Berto versus Algio de Dr. Ragnar Jr., Pagano, and Psycho Clown. This match so far is still intact. Yes.
I wonder which one's Psycho Clown.
Yeah.
Now, take a guess. Actually, you know what? 2 of them kind of look Psycho Clown.
They both kind of look like clownish. To be honest, so it's not
this guy. If you said this guy was Psycho Clown, I would believe you.
Because they both have like weird mohawky haircuts too. So I don't know. Yeah,
it's more like the red. Yeah, the red
one,
Joker smile.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you hadn't shown me this and you just said this guy was Psycho Clown, I'd believe you.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
So sorry. So this is the one I was referring to because that will no longer be Joaquin. It'll be Humberto. No, sorry, I'm fucking it up again.
Lindsay.
It will no longer be Joaquin. It'll be Cruz, Dragon Lee, and Lindsay. So Lindsay will be unfortunately replacing Joaquin. I love Lindsay both as a person and as a wrestler, so I'm cool with that. But unfortunately for Joaquin, as they take on, let's see here, these guys are Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana.
I wonder which one's Mr. Iguana.
And then the AAA Mega Championship, El Hijo de Vikingo. Not really sure why this isn't, but probably should be El Americano, but it's Chad Gable. Maybe they're leading something down the line. We'll see. But Like just like the strap off of Alberto, which no one was surprised by. So
it's because El Grande Americano is going to interfere in this match while Chad Gable's in the ring and confirm that they are not the same person.
El Grande is going to win the Money in the Bank and cash in on Chad Gable.
Yeah, he's going to cash in on this match or the rematch down the line. He's going to cash in for the AAA title. Yeah, technically it's any title, right? So I mean,
you can cash in for the US. You can.
Someone in one of my groups suggested that to cash in on this show, like not being serious. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like it's too much. Maybe it's too much of a sort of a B show to do that on. But
those are my exact words in that chat. Yeah, I don't know if they go ham with this new promotion, sure, but yes, there is some main roster people, but it's very much the lucha guys that are there. Like, I still feel like it's pretty much a B show at the moment. A good B show that I'm interested in, but I just don't see a Money in the Bank necessarily being involved. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm not as familiar with some of these guys, so I'm excited to watch it and see what these guys can do.
I'm curious what Alberto Del Rio's status is in that company. With the status in the company at all.
He's not the champion anymore.
Yeah, he's not the champion. He's going to be actually involved at all.
You can do the pre-show matches in Mexico.
Yeah. I mean, he's still going to wrestle for them, just not on these shows. You know what I mean? I would imagine.
Not in LA.
Just not when they do these cross-promotional shows.
Yeah.
All right. Should we talk about the other show that's on Saturday?
Yeah. This won't take long. It's only 4 matches. What's up with no 5, JPO? What the hell? They're not adding another match? Last minute. 4 matches.
I'm hoping tomorrow we get a tag
guess
title
we have.
match.
Yeah, we got SmackDown Go Home, so maybe one more. But yeah, right now we are at just the 4. So yeah,
where's my Rusev and Sheamus meaty match?
Yeah, why can't we have a Sheamus Rusev match and get some meat on the show?
Something, man. Yeah. Like, I know I mentioned before, like, it was Carlito's only PLE appearance, but like, it's really becoming hard to get PLE spots, man. Like, these mid card guys really get overlooked because they're not giving away these spots anymore.
Are these Money in the Bank matches going to be as long as Elimination Chamber? I mean, I know that one only had 4, but the Elimination Chamber matches go like 45 minutes plus entrances.
Yeah, even the setup. By the time you get to the final,
that's what I mean. But like these aren't going to be that long, so I feel like it kind of needs a 5th match, like for
I agree.
Something.
I think I looked it up and said there was 5 last year and whatnot. So
I
don't know. Interesting.
Are they going to do some unannounced segment with like fucking Grayson Waller and Austin Theory or some shit? I don't know.
What?
I'm just trying to work out if they're going to pad time.
To kill time, pad time with a promo.
No, I get it. That just seemed random. I mean, something I think will happen. Yeah, some sort of guest appearance or.
Well, if you think about SmackDown,
maybe SmackDown.
What could be at it? Fatu and Damian Priest, maybe. Like they've been kind of building for a match. Maybe
you got the US, you got the tag titles, you got all these new tag teams.
That's what I'm saying. Could you have a Wyatt Street Profit something or other? Maybe.
Yeah.
On the show? I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe a 4-on-4 YS6 versus 2 other teams.
Profits and them team with somebody else. Yeah, I don't know.
Although we have a lot of multi-man matches already, I prefer a single match between someone.
Oh, true. Yeah. Oh, we only got with the one single. So we do have the women's Money in the Bank. We got a couple of newcomers here: Stephanie Vacour, Julia, as well as Roxanne Perez, also making her Money in the Bank debut. Alexa Bliss, Naomi, and Bianca Belair. Damn, I was hoping I wouldn't be on bottom. Let's see here.
You like being a bottom.
This one's. I mean, normally I'm fine with it. Yeah, sure. But in this one particular instance, now this one's tough because like I think there's front runners, but there's also like we never quite know necessarily. Oh, we're ready to push Roxanne. We love Roxanne. Let's push Stephanie or Julia to the moon already. Alexa could be fun with the briefcase. Mommy, funny enough, Mommy I think is my least likely person in my opinion. She's number 6 for me, just because again. She's just the kind of person like you could just make her the number 1 contender because she wins another match. She doesn't need to and she's too imposing, so the briefcase doesn't really necessarily add anything. I've been digging her since the heel turn. I think she'll have some fun with it. I'm gonna say Naomi actually. I say we give some flowers to Naomi. Richie?
Fucking hell, I thought hoping to get a point of difference, but no, I'm sort of leaning towards Naomi as well. But yeah, it kind of distracts me that with someone like Rhea, who doesn't need to be in this, is in this. I prefer it to be people who are on the cusp of that spot, as opposed to people in that spot.
I'd argue though you still need star power though. It is a pay-per-view. You need some star power.
Yeah, but
Rhea draws.
You wouldn't have Rhea not on the card, but yeah, just like, but yeah, I guess I'd have more of an issue if she won, because people like Rhea, and then as we'll talk about,
yeah, then I'd be a little annoyed. Yeah,
and we'll talk about later, Seth. He doesn't need to win. So yeah, I mean, I want to be different. I mean, I could definitely see like basically if Naomi wins, then I think a Raw person win the men's one. But I could still see it going to Roxy and Steph or even Julia. But I'm gonna stay with my initial pick, and then go Naomi.
Jacob, are you feeling the glow like we are?
I mean, she's still glowing. I mean, she's kind of been a bitch lately. Let's be honest.
I'm gonna tell you you said that actually. Yeah.
Go ahead, and she's gonna be like, "Yeah, I am. What's up?" No, I was trying to look in. Like, I think I've been wrong on Money in the Bank winners the last 2 or 3 years. So I'm pretty sure last year I had LA Knight or Jey Uso, and I think I had Chelsea Green in the women's, because I think we were just high on Chelsea Green at the time, and it would have been cool.
Last year I had Andrade, so I knew I was. So
that's true.
You feel bad.
And then I think I had LA Knight the year before as well. So I'm not counting on getting this right. So if I do get it right, cool. I was torn between Naomi and Roxanne. I think they're high on Roxanne. They gave her that Rumble spot, which was pretty cool. The record. I could see her winning this. I could also see them being a total surprise, and Julia gets that. No, I think we were all kind of surprised when we saw Damian win that. I think nobody saw that coming, so they're not against going like with that surprise winner. But yeah, between Naomi and Roxanne, I think just to be different, try to avoid some tiebreakers if we can. I'll go Roxanne, but I wouldn't be surprised if Naomi won.
Alrighty. Are you feeling the glow, or do you like that Steve Martin movie, Pez?
Yeah, I was gonna be the one to maybe go different with Rox if you didn't, Jacob. Just to break it up a little bit, because I do think it's between the two. Because I think Naomi could be like a front runner, but I think Roxanne is a strong dark horse on the Raw brand, and it could bring some tension with Liv Morgan that they've been building up. Some more stuff with Judgment Day. Add that where she doesn't have a belt, but she's always got that she's been looking in on EO and Rhea and that crew, so she's been kind of mixed in there. So I think it's a possibility, and Naomi's got the strong heel stuff right now, and I could see her like bedazzling her briefcase with caution tape, to match the gimmick, something like that, as some people do. Julia, I don't see it because I think she's gonna have the U.S. title soon. Rhea doesn't need it. Alexa maybe, but she hasn't been on TV enough, I don't think. And Stephanie's new, and she's very she's getting very popular, but I think she's going to be fine. And I would say maybe next year I could see it. But you know what? Just to be different, Jacob, and I'll join you and say Roxanne, the dark horse, takes it and does that, because I think Naomi will be in the women's contendership on SmackDown anyways very soon. You know what I mean? Like, I think she's very close to being there regardless, and put it on somebody that's really rising up the ranks right now. I could hang on to it for a little while. So you know what? I'll also go Roxanne, and we'll split it up a little bit so we're not all the same.
Yeah.
And I'm going to call it now. Stephanie Vaquer, Royal Rumble winner.
She could be.
Calling it now.
Could be. I think it's early.
Never too early.
So we'll split though. A little love for Roxanne, and a couple of us thinking might be time for Naomi. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, why not?
Hey, speaking of the women conquering, we got Live Valkyria. We got Becky Lynch for that IC title. I think there's also what is that other stipulation? Like she has to raise her hand or something like that. Am I right?
It's called like some last chance thing or whatever, to where if Becky wins, Lyra has to raise her hand in the ring and acknowledge her as like being better, something like that.
But a better woman, and if Lyra wins, then Becky can't challenge for the belt anymore.
Right.
I just realized it's presented Money in the Bank, presented by Cash App. Great sponsorship.
At least that makes sense, and that he's not going to feel weird when he does it. Remember, like, we didn't bring it up, but like, I felt bad for Michael Cole always having to be like, "This match is brought to you by Dude Wipes," and then you have to.
Yeah, at least Money and Cash is kind of similar, and they should say, "Oh, you can use Cash App to pay your $400 nosebleed seats for the PLEs." So excellent.
Yeah. He had to keep saying the slogan, like thumbs up, pants down, or whatever that was. It was like, man, I feel bad for you. Anyway, am I first?
Yes.
Yep.
All right, cool. Look, I went against Lyra last time, and we all fucking lost. I'm gonna assume that hopefully my view on this is right, that Becky will win. Lyra will tentatively go to raise her hand, and then Bayley will come out and we'll set up a triple threat match that'll lead to SummerSlam, I would admit. Yeah. Or maybe Clash at Paris, because that's the one afterwards. But I think SummerSlam is more likely the place. So I will say Becky will win, and watch me be wrong again. Becky.
We've got one for the man, Jacob. You're a man. What do you think?
Did you just assume that I was a man?
We've had this discussion. I know your pronouns.
Jackie Barber, what do you say?
He, him, man, dickhead. Yeah, I know your pronouns.
In June of all months. No, I'm gonna go with Lyra. I think this feud is actually, I think we said it, like, Becky doesn't need the Intercontinental. It's kind of, that mid-card women's, and I think this feud I think it's going to elevate Lyra and make the title feel important. And I think they should do something similar with the U.S. over on SmackDown as well. So, yeah, I mean, I think there will be some shenanigans with the post match. Maybe Bayley does come back, whatever. But I'm going to go with Lyra, not just because she's on my fantasy roster, but because I actually think she's going to win this time. Sorry, I didn't go with you last time.
Shenanigans, Fez.
Yeah, I think this is, again, I like that for the most part, the matches on this, as few as they are, a good chunk of them are kind of unpredictable. I don't think there's like clear winners here, because you could have Lyra have Becky's number and then get one over on her again, or you could have the gimmick where Becky does get her hand raised. I'm gonna go with Becky because I have a sneaking suspicion that she might be the next member of the Paul Heyman crew and be like the female member of that with the title. So I have some kind of suspicion about that. So I'm going to go with Becky.
All right. Will I make it a 50-50 split like Matt's? Or will I say the man gets it? I'm going to say the man gets it. I think Becky's walking away the champion, unfortunately or not. She doesn't need the title, but I think it's been a minute. Like you said, if she does go to the heel group, or she's kind of in that Charlotte mode too. Like, I just think there's a good chance they're just going to give it to her as well. So, little bit of trust for Lyra retaining. Three of us though say the man walks away. Cody and Jey Uso taking on John Cena and Logan Paul. Jacob Barber.
Why does the American Nightmare get his nickname but not anyone else? That's kind of bullshit. Or why can't you put WWE Champion John Cena and World Heavyweight Champion Jey Uso? And then, YouTube
the Maverick,
Logan Paul, or something like that. Whatever. I don't like that I'm first on this one because I could honestly see this going either way. The only thing I'm sure of is that Logan Paul will not be the one getting the pinfall. If anything, he's the one receiving the pin from either Cody or Jay.
Someone's not getting invited onto Impulsive anytime soon.
I wasn't counting on that. Maybe once this comedy thing blows up, but I didn't want to go first. This is the only one I didn't want to go first on. I'm gonna say that I think unfortunately we are going towards a Cody John Cena rematch. So maybe Cody pins John. I think regardless, Cody is getting the pinfall on either Cena or Logan Paul. That is where I am leaning towards, but it's like a 51-49. If it goes the other way, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Pez, what you leaning towards?
Yeah, I think just my logic is I think the faces are just going to go over in this one. I don't think John Cena's going to take a pinfall. I think, Logan's there to take the pinfall for this one. Probably either Cody or Jay, obviously, getting the pinfall. They could go with Jay getting a pin, going strong into that Monday Night Raw match with Gunther, making him get a big shot before maybe I think something happens. There I'll talk about that later in my actual predictions. But I can also see Cody just getting a win, on his return and just pinning Logan. But I don't see Cena taking a pin here. But they could do something with that. But I'll go with the faces going over. So I'll take Cody and Jay.
All right, a lot of people think the faces are gonna go over, and this is like Pez said. One kudos to the 4-match card is at least nothing's like duh, as far as the winners go. Because I don't know, I think there's definitely a chance for the heels just to kind of again take the win. There's no titles on the line. Logan's lost a lot recently to keep Cody down, but then again, like you said, you got Jay's about to go into a big match. I'm also pretty darn torn on this one personally here. I also personally think they should have flip-flopped this in the Saturday night's main event matches and put those on this, but because I'm not that gung-ho about this tag match being on a PLE, but that's just me. I'm going to say Cena and Logan take it. I'm going to try to be a little bit different here. I think we're going to continue Cena kind of getting his way. Richie?
Yeah. This is better than this match was rumored initially to be Cody, Jey Uso, Cody and the Usos versus John Cena, Logan Paul, and Travis Scott. Kind of glad.
Honestly, that's more of a pay-per-view match. That's more worthy, but.
But yeah, my prediction is more straightforward. I think in order to to build up the match, I just think it's going to happen at SummerSlam. I know they're going to pay per view before that, and they're probably going to build up matches there, but I just think they're going to build up to SummerSlam more. So for one of those nights, I think it's going to be Cody and Cena at SummerSlam, and I think Cody is going to get the pin on Cena. So I'm going to go the faces here. Cody.
I am alone in thinking the Maverick and Mr. Ruin Wrestling will get it. 3 of the marks thinking Cody and Jay will walk away victorious, though. Well, that's where we're getting into anyway. Here is your men's Money in the Bank. Yeah, LA Knight, Zero, Miedo, Pentagon. The only one that has 0 chance of winning, Andrade. Glad you're here. Solo Sikoa, I love you. Seth freaking Rollins, and totally not Chad. American Made, El Grande Americano. Pez, who you got out of these 5?
I don't. Yeah, Andrade is the only one.
I know there's 6. I'm just saying, realistically, who you got out of the 5?
I think Andrade and Penta both don't really have a shot to win this thing. Just Andrade because he's just here to do cool spots. Penta because I think he's still going to be involved in the Intercontinental Championship, kind of like we talked about Julia with the U.S. title. So I don't really need it. He'll have some gold soon, a different type of gold. Solo, I don't think he's won enough or is relevant enough right now. I think he can do the stuff with Jacob without the Money in the Bank. So really storyline wise, it comes between LA Knight and Seth. Seth obviously would make sense, with the storyline they're putting forward that he could have all the power, and just hold that over everybody's head. LA Knight, isn't this his 3rd in a row, right? Like, is this his 3rd Money in the Bank match in a row? I think 3rd time's the charm. I think he takes it. And I also think this is how he gets off SmackDown onto Raw because he's going to cash in on Jey Uso on Monday night after Gunther beats the shit out of him and chokes him out, gets disqualified, holds a hold too long, does something to get DQ'd, walks away. Jay gets laid out in the ring. LA Knight's music hits. because you can cash in on anybody. That's how he makes his way to Raw and becomes World Heavyweight Champion. So
and also LA Knight's been a bit heelish lately, like the way he got into the match.
That's what I mean. A little bit. I think he desperately needs to jump over to Raw. He needs a change of scenery. I think it's a perfect way to do that because, again, you can cash in on anybody. So he could show up on Raw during that match and cash in and take it from Jay, or hell, even take it from Gunther. Gunther wins it for a minute, and he cashes in on Gunther, whatever. But yeah, I would see the Jay thing. So I'm saying he wins it and cashes it in very quickly Monday night on Raw. I don't know why else they'd be doing this Gunther Jey Uso match on Raw instead of a pay-per-view. It just seems a little suspicious to me. So I'm going to go with LA Knight winning, at least for tonight, LA Knight winning the briefcase.
Yeah, no, I'm actually on board with most of what you said. Yeah, Andrade, he's there because he's kind of like another version of a Benjamin or an Evan Bourne. That's like, he can do probably some cool spots. Penta, again, cool spots / he's hot right now, but I don't like his characters, and I'm like, it makes total sense, like carrying on the briefcase. Solo is, that dude's been on such the back burner for a while. It'd be weird that all of a sudden he'd be transported to the main event, especially when he's in the middle of what's going to probably end up being a feud with Jacob. I think there's an outside chance for Chad / Americano to get it. Seth is not a bad choice either because it is Seth. But yeah, I'm going to agree with LA Knight. I think, besides the fact that he's still decently over, and this would help, I think, get him back to being even more over than to begin with. I don't hate the Raw thing. I don't know if it would be that soon, but I don't know if we've had that many quick turnarounds, so it could be. I feel like it's been a minute since we've had a really quick turnaround. So yeah, I do agree with LA Knight in general. So, Richie,
it's been a while since we had a quick, successful turnaround.
Didn't Drew try to turn around literally last year, the same night?
Okay.
Yeah, but it's been a minute since we've had that quick of a successful. That's how bad it was, JPO. That's why you don't remember.
It got spoiled. Yeah, it was, we tend to forget the unsuccessful ones rather than the successful ones. But yes, technically, yeah.
I almost agree with you guys because I think the match on Raw is going to play a factor into it. I think because the placement of the match is interesting. But I think that, and I wouldn't mind LA Knight winning. However, I think there's an interesting story there. If you have a Grande Americano cash in, he somehow pins either Jey Uso or Gunther, and then he unveils him, and after pinning him, unveils himself as Chad Gable. Like, what do they do there? Is it just a sneaky? It's just interesting that he got both two chances at the thing. I don't know. It'd be interesting. It was an interesting way for him to get the Money in the Bank thing in a very heelish way. Like, what does PS do then? He technically won. So yeah, I don't know. I think it builds intrigue. I like I said, Penta. I don't think it's his time yet. Andrade is just there to do some cool spots. Solo, I think he has more of a chance than I think maybe you guys think, but again, I don't think his chances are high. Seth doesn't need it, and I don't know if he won, but he obviously has a chance. He's Seth. LA Knight is would be my second pick, but I'm gonna go El Grande Americano. I think that'd be an interesting pick. So, yeah, El Grande Americano.
See, Jacob.
I'm going with Seth Rollins. I think he's got Braun and Bronson on his side. I think he's been saying he's going after that world heavyweight championship, and what better heel way to get that title than to cash in on a fallen Jey Uso, who I think Jey wins Monday, and I think his reign continues. I think Seth kind of holds on to it, teases it. I think Seth can with this new Paul Heyman stable can do pretty entertaining things with the briefcase. I think LA Knight, unfortunately, I think it's just going to be a case of, he was almost there. 3 times in a row, he was almost there. If he wins, I'm not going to be surprised. I won't be shocked at all. I think he has a really great chance. He's probably my second pick out of out of the 6. But yeah, I think Seth is gonna walk away with the briefcase.
I could see it, but I also see a bit of a revenge thing where they cost CM Punk the chance to be in the match, and Punk could repay the favor in this match as well.
It's very true. Yeah, I mean,
and stop him from getting the briefcase at some point, or those guys go to help him and he thwarts it or something like that, and then somebody else sneaks in and gets the briefcase. During all the schmaz. Like I can see that as well. But yeah, I don't know. But again, that's what I think that makes I like this is again somewhat unpredictable, and we can see several scenarios.
Now watch us all be wrong, and Andrade wins.
Let's be with it again. And
we didn't think Andrade was going to be in the match, so
we also could see Roman getting involved in this too.
Bronson Reed comes in like Brock Lesnar and goes, "I'm in it. Fuck you. I'm in it," and I win.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there's like you said, 3-6 people, 3 ways, 4-way, 4-way, 3-way, 3-way split. We got one for Americano, one for Seth. Me and the Pez do think it might be time for to get his shot, and we have Zito Mato in that prediction.
I'm gonna leave one, and I've got one spot open on our chart in case they add anything last minute. If they do go with the 5. Like they've been doing lately. So if anything gets confirmed after SmackDown, we can obviously throw our predictions in the chat. And I've got an open spot here on my chart for that. So I'll write it down. We'll see. Because I something could get added last minute. If it's only these 4, man, we're going to have a lot of commercials on that damn show and video packages. Boy, is it going to be like Saturday Night. Just not during the matches, obviously. But man, there's going to be a lot of downtime in between matches.
Well, we'll definitely get a recap of Worlds Collide, probably. So they'll definitely do that.
And just there's gonna be videos for everything. Yeah, long entrances. We'll see. A lot of stalling. We'll see what happens.
They might do a TNA thing where it's like, hey, did you miss this match? Here it is in its entirety. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. But all right. What do you guys say? Yeah, Malcolm. Watch this be the year they decide to push Andrade.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, out of nowhere, Andrade wins the briefcase, and he's going to
I bet on him a year too early.
And he cashes in on the speed title of all things.
He's already had
that. I got to get that speed title back. I got to cash in that money. Yeah.
No, he wants to be
Jay and Cody's entrance will be
Drake.
Jackson Drake, I'm coming for you.
For that
here
title.
I come.
Yes.
Watch me in 4 weeks because it's on tape delay.
Yeah, Malcolm. Jay and Cody's entrance will be like 10 minutes each. Yeah, and Cody's.
I was going to say
between walking to the ring now.
Well, Cena's is pretty short now too. He just pretty much straight walks to the ring and doesn't. There's not a lot of fanfare with that. So Cody and Jay on this one. Yeah.
All right. Do you guys want to play some Jeopardy?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, I can verify.
All right,
we're gonna play games.
Let me share my screen. We are going to share this one.
Hey.
All right. So
I'm gonna put you on top, Jacob, since you're hosting this.
Add about one category already.
I think I know which one that might be. Let me. It's okay.
Subject at school.
It's okay. JPO doesn't like years. We know. That's definitely.
No, I don't like math.
I was told there would be no math.
It's fine. It's basic math. It's basic.
No.
Yes.
Well,
it's basic.
No judgment when you see me do this.
There will be no judgment. There will be no judgment. But yeah, no. So the categories we have are before and after, kind of like you see on Wheel of Fortune. You can see it like in movies.
I don't watch Wheel of Fortune.
So I'll give 2 clues, and it'll be so like if The Lion King and I. So one will run into the other.
Oh, okay, yeah. I do that on Twibbit. on the
Yeah. So there you go. Name that pay-per-view. I will give you. I think I put 3 matches from a pay-per-view. Just give me the pay-per-view
from any year ever, like in history. Or
this is going to be mostly WWE.
Well, I just mean like any year in WWE or like recent.
Any year. I think it's mostly 2000s on for the pay-per-views.
Okay.
I think. I don't remember. Cool. I did this 3 weeks ago, so and I didn't look at the clues. In what year? I will give something that happened, wrestling related, and you just tell me what year that happened in.
Okay.
Wrestling math. Yeah, it's. I'm gonna give you 2 things involving a number. And it's only addition and subtraction. You don't have to do any multiplication, division, square roots,
fractions.
None of that. No fractions. Yeah, no. Just simple addition and subtraction. And again, this was 3 weeks ago. I don't think anything has changed, but if it has, think in the realm of 3 weeks ago, post Backlash, right after Backlash. Oh, excuse me. And then who am I? I'm going to list some accomplishments, and you tell me who that wrestler is. Again, yeah, it's mostly WWE related. I didn't want to because it's what I know the most. So let's see. I have. Can you move Richie and JPO just because that's how I have it on my scoreboard? Okay. I did it before they came in.
No, I got you. Is this going to be a thing where if you guess, obviously it's a positive or negative points for a correct or incorrect answer, but you can also pass for a neutral?
No, if you get it right, you get the points. I'm not gonna do the negative thing.
Okay.
But if you get it wrong, you get no points.
It's wrestling categories. Don't think about Jeopardy. Wrestling categories.
Yeah, there you go.
But even though it's Jeopardy, okay, never mind.
No, I like it. It's up to you guys. I'm okay either way. I do prefer it the way Jacob's doing
it. If you ever wanted to do that one that way, because I wouldn't be opposed to it. But yeah, I'm just gonna.
Okay, that's fine. So just go ahead and make a guess because it won't hurt you.
Yeah, because it won't.
Yeah, shoot your shot. WWE TA set style.
Fair enough. Okay, cool.
So, yeah, I'll try to go back and forth between screens as much as I can to see your answers. Although I trust you guys, and
I will nominate. I will suggest this if you want. Just go in order, instead of us calling it.
Because it's more fun that way.
I like
if you guys think so. I don't, but if you do, then cool.
Isn't that the way you do your Jeopardies, though?
Because some people like it. I usually ask. I just think the other way saves a lot of time.
All right. Well, we'll put it to that's fair. I'll put it to you guys. How do you guys want to do? You guys just want to go in order? Or do we want to call categories?
I like if we're gonna do Jeopardy, let's do Jeopardy and call categories and just have some fun.
All right, so we're one each. So Richie?
I'm just saying at the end of the day, we're asking.
I don't think with 3 people it's gonna take that much longer. Jay, you're acting like there's 7 people on this thing. Like it's
we're just gonna go. Well, let's do. Let me think about it. This one. Kind of like.
It's not gonna take that long.
It's not gonna take that long. Come on. I'm just gonna.
I think this is taking longer than Richie would to take the category.
Y'all like it? Let's go for it.
All right. So we'll start at the bottom with Richie.
Oh, just for that, I'm going to go.
I knew
it. Who am I for 300?
Who am I for 300? He is a 1-time Intercontinental Champion, 2-time NXT North American Champion, and a 1-time SmackDown Tag Team Champion. Who am I? Right, if you're playing along in the live chat, please wait until I do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That wasn't the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, by the way. About 15, 20 seconds. The standard. Also, I didn't proofread this, and I'm really upset at myself that Intercontinental isn't capitalized. I'm going to get you guys with a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Pins down, please. Richie, what do you got?
Rick O'Shea.
JPO, who do you got?
I didn't have anything.
Pez, who do you got?
I'm probably wrong. Johnny Gargano.
Let's see. Our answer is Dominic Mysterio.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Now can I ask a clarifying question?
Yes.
So I thought Ricochet too, but I assumed it wasn't because I figured you would have also said U.S. title. So are you giving us like almost everything, or are you giving us selective things?
No, this is everything. Like as far as champion. Yeah. No, good
That's what
clarifying.
I'm just thinking. If you had said Ricochet, I would have been like shit.
Right. Yeah, because I'd have to look up the North American thing. I don't know if he was a 2-time or not, but
he might not even match. I don't even know if he won the SmackDown tag titles. I was just saying, for instance, for the future, like, are you giving us just like 3 things, or are you giving us like pretty much everything they've had?
Right. No. Yeah. So this. Yeah. Pretty much everything. So, JPO, where do you want to go?
Before and after 100.
Yeah. So this is what I said. Think in the realm of 3 weeks ago. 1/3 of the current AEW Trios champion and the current TNA heavyweight champion. Who was the TNA heavyweight champion 3 weeks ago?
Oh, I got it. It took me a while.
Yeah, no, yeah, we had to think 3 weeks ago.
There's one of these that I'm really proud of.
Okay.
One of these, but one that you guys might be like, "Oh, fuck you! No one's gonna get that." It might be the 500. 5, 4,
That's a request.
3. What was that, Richie?
No, it better be for 500. No, this is a 300 question. No, I want to fucking 75.
2-1. JP, what do you got?
Samoa Joe Hendry.
Pez, what do you got?
Samoa Joe Hendry.
Richie, what do you got?
Say his name. He appears. Samoa Joe Hendry.
Let's see. It is Samoa Joe Hendry. Points all around.
All right.
Pez, where do you want to go?
Name that pay-per-view for 100.
Big Show versus Kane versus Raven. Undertaker versus Triple H. The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. JPO, you got darker. Oh, there you go.
In front.
There you go.
That's
Oh.
weird.
Five. I think this one's pretty easy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Pez, what do you got?
The best one ever, WrestleMania 17.
I don't know if I want to give you points for that one. No, it's pretty widely. Yeah. Richie
WrestleMania 17.
and JPO.
WrestleMania 2001. That's a year. You didn't say
It is. No, I know. No, I know. It just made me think of one of my first CWT matches back when Hunter was running it. Somebody answered WrestleMania 2000, but 15. But like 15 was 9. I was like, no, that's not it. And it ended up helping me win the match because he got that wrong. Otherwise,
oh wow, damn you.
Yeah, otherwise he would have won like on that question.
Yeah.
All right, Richie, where are we going?
We are going in what year for 200?
The year which saw The Undertaker debut the American Badass gimmick. And all of my facts have been fact-checked by the most trusted website, Wikipedia. I mean, you can't put it on the internet if it's not true, though. So, you know where I read that? on the internet.
The internet would ever lie. But just don't use AI programs that said Jeff Jarrett was the SmackDown general manager.
2. 1. Pens down. Richie, what do you got?
2000.
JP, what do you got?
2000.
And Pez, what do you got?
Specifically, Judgment Day 2000.
2000 is correct. We're going to get points all around. JPO, where are we going?
What have we not done? Wrestling math, unfortunately, from 100.
You don't want to do math.
So it's the number of world title reigns that John Cena has, plus the number of the WrestleMania he won his most recent championship.
See, it's too much math.
It's just going to be addition and subtraction. Don't worry. Be happy.
Hold on.
Hang on.
I don't mind this. I've done so many movie release dates that it's nothing but math movie release dates now, so I'm used to doing math on trivia questions.
No, I know math can be so I don't mind, giving a little extra time. I know math can be a struggle for some. No judgment. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. JPO, what do you got?
I said 59.
And Richie.
I said 58.
I skipped Pez. I'm sorry. Pez.
58.
Your correct answer is 58.
No,
so you mathed right. You just, I saw the 42. It was WrestleMania 41.
41, not 42.
Oh, 41. So, that was one other. Well, yeah. I don't know.
So, no, you mathed right. Good job. You said, I don't like math, and then you got the math equation right. Look at you go.
I don't have fun doing it. I hate it, though.
Well, we've only got 4 more. Don't worry.
I don't want to. And I'm looking for the rest.
Pez, where do you want to go?
Let's do some more. WrestleMania 200.
The number of the second WrestleMania to be held at Madison Square Garden, plus the number of Chris Jericho's Intercontinental Championship reigns.
Fuck me.
Again, WWE
Uh,
only. I don't know if he won the IWGP one, so this is just WWE. I'm pretty sure. Again, I did this 3 weeks ago. Shoot, now I don't remember. Fuck me.
Adrenaline.
Something to
If you all get it right based off WWE only, I'll still give you the points. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Pez, what do you got?
I said 19.
Richie, what do you got?
I said 29.
And JPO.
I'm one below Pez, 18.
I could be off on my numbers.
I had 19. Yes, it was the WrestleMania 10.
And nine-time Intercontinental and WrestleMania 10.
Yes.
Again, I'm mathing right. I'm just not answering the question right.
Yes.
Thought it was 8.
All right. I couldn't. I was vaguely remember the Jericho number. That was what I was struggling with. That was like year 8 or 9. I wasn't 9.
Thought it was 8.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So we're back to Richie.
Before and after 300.
Oh, we're skipping around.
Mm-hmm.
The event that saw I almost gave away the answer. The event that saw Rob Van Dam win his only Money in the Bank match, and the team that challenged the Ascension at NXT Arrival. So again, this is like phonetically. It's not going to be. I don't want to give away too much, but if you say it out loud, it makes sense. That's pretty much what I'm going with. I'll give a little extra time on this because you do have to think of 2 answers. I think the first one was pretty obvious. That's why. In the realm of 3 weeks ago. Who would have thought Trick Williams was going to win the TNA
Yeah, that screwed up your question. Yeah, you know, for a second I was like, something trick? What?
Right. That's what I was like,
Right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, like most trivia matches, if you need an extension, say so. Don't abuse it though. This isn't, official. I don't know, Richie. We'll start with you.
Richie.
WrestleMania 22, cool, too cool.
JPO, what do you got?
Oh no.
Pez.
WrestleMania 23 MB.
The correct answer is WrestleMania 22. Cool.
Oh. So you don't want the number? I didn't even realize. Okay, yeah, really.
That's why I was trying to give him phonetic. Like if you say it out loud,
yeah,
it'll.
I never even said the number out loud though. I knew it was Mania, so I was like,
that match happened at an Arrival, the Ascension, and Too Cool. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What was that?
It was one of their first. It was like their first.
Why am I unaware of this happening ever at all?
It was back in 2014, 2013, 2014.
All right, interesting. Okay.
No.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, JPO, where do you want to go?
And what year one?
The year which saw Batista and John Cena win their first world titles. I've been watching this. There's a Wrestling Jeopardy YouTube channel, and he starts off pretty easy, kind of like this, but then some of his he goes 2 to 1,000, but some of his 1,000 point questions, I'm like, who the fuck knows that? I'm sure some people would.
It should just be called "Things Nobody Knows About Wrestling" for 1,000.
Right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. JPO, what do you got?
05.
Pez, what do you got?
2005.
And Richie, what do you got?
It's supposed to be 4 or 5 pens because it's fucking terrible. 2005.
2005 is correct. Points all around. That's a Lonely Mark sweep. Not to get confused with the Super Mark sweep. That was a terrible joke. Pez, where do you want to go?
Name that pay-per-view for 2000 or 200, excuse me.
Mark Henry versus Big Show, Christian versus Randy Orton, and CM Punk versus John Cena.
You need a year? I don't remember.
No. If it's WrestleMania, please be specific. If it's not, I'm not too concerned. If you want to show off and put the year, go for it. But if you get the year wrong, I'm not giving you the points. Don't try to show off. I mean, if you say the year and it's not written on your board, I guess that's one thing. But I'll go based off what's written down.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna erase my year then. I know what event it is. I'll erase my year and I'll just guess it verbally. I'll let you know if that's what I originally wrote.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pez, what do you got?
Money in the Bank, I believe 2011.
You might be right.
Okay, that's what my gut was.
Richie, what do you got?
Money in the Bank, I believe 2011.
You might be right.
JP, what do you got?
Money in the Bank.
Okay.
Correct answer is Money in the Bank 2011. Yes.
Okay.
I had it, erase it, put it back.
Yes.
Richie, where are we going?
Richie.
I guess I could just call on whoever I want, but
let's go wrestling math for 400.
For 400. The number of times Jon Moxley has held an AEW World Title, plus the number of times Dean Ambrose has held the IC title.
Oh boy.
Again, just WWE. As far as the IC. Because, Dean Ambrose.
Dean.
That's why I used the specific name. Yeah, the math might be easy, but it's thinking of the correct numbers.
Yeah, I think I know one of the numbers, but not the other one.
I think one of them's easy. I think the other one might be a little bit of a tougher pull. Which is why I think it's a good 400.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say which one I know. I'm just saying I think I know one of them, but not the other one. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, who knows? You might stumble into the right guess. So
I could. I mean, it is a number, so there's always a guess.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Richie, what do you got?
Guess 6.
JPO, what do you got?
That's what I have. 6.
Pez, what do you got?
I guess 9.
Correct answer is 7. So 4 times, and then 3. Yeah, 3.
I erased 7.
I had 4. I just didn't know the other one. Yeah,
right.
Put it back up. Put it back up.
Oh.
What was it?
It was 4. 4 in AEW, 3 IC title reigns.
Okay.
I'm kind of 2 IC title reigns.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Shit.
Yeah. So, JPO, where do you want to
go? Who am I for 1? So I can get some points.
Who dis?
Who dis?
I was hoping it was.
So he's a 14-time world champion, a 1-time IC champion, 1-time US champion, a 4-time tag team champion, 1-time Money in the Bank winner, and a 2-time Royal Rumble winner. Who'd that be? Who that is?
Who that is?
Who that is? For some reason, my YouTube Shorts has been full of clips from Madea movies. It's like the funny Madea clips though, and not everything else around it. She's got some funny moments. Movies as a whole, no, but there's parts that I think are tolerable. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. JPO, who that be?
Randall Keith Orton.
Randall Keith. Ooh. Pez, what do you got?
I also said Randall Orton.
And Richie.
Randall Keith. Randy.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. The correct answer is Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
Sweep. All right. Pez.
Pay-per-view for 300.
Hulk Hogan versus Randy Orton. D-Generation X versus Vince and Shane McMahon. Edge versus John Cena. Yeah, I tried to either give a match that happened maybe only once, or give 2 that maybe only happened on the same show once. Try to just to avoid any confusion. So obviously Edge versus John Cena has happened multiple times. If you go back through the Wrestling with Trivia archives, I did an entire 20-question document on Name That Pay-Per-View. It was quite fun. JPO participated in that, because JPO participates in everything on that channel. It's his channel. Why wouldn't he? 5, 4,
So
3.
just the name, right?
2. Yeah.
Okay.
1. Yeah, it's just for fun, you know.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
So, Pez, what do you got?
Backlash.
Richie, what do you got?
SummerSlam.
JPO, what do you got?
Unforgiven.
Looking for SummerSlam, specifically 2006.
Mm.
So we'll get points.
What's wrong with me?
There's nothing wrong with you. It's just almost midnight.
No, of course it is. Of course it is SummerSlam.
It's almost midnight. You're still not over R-Truth being released. John Cena only broke up with you 3 months ago. You've been going through a lot. You're fine.
I still suppose.
You need time to heal, JPO, and I get it. Richie, where are we going? I almost said what's up again.
What's up? Who am I? 400.
Who am I for 400? A one-time European champion, a one-time hardcore champion, and a one-time SmackDown Tag Team champion.
Yeah.
I was scrolling through the YouTube today, and AEW uploaded most brutal match in AEW history: Relive Moxley versus Omega. Until the end, right? 5, 4.
I mean, until
3.
Swerve and Hangman matches,
right? Literally any one of those.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Richie, what do you got?
I blanked on this. I don't know.
JPO, what do you got?
I got nothing.
Pez, what do you got?
Take a stab at such Funaki.
This is Shane McMahon.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
JPO, where do you want to go?
Before and after, too.
Shane McMahon's theme song title in the ladder match that debuted at WrestleMania 21. Maybe we should have went in order.
Tim mentioned the theme song. Oh, okay. And for a minute there, I forgot what category you're on. Like, that's the question.
This is like Doug Benson's build a title. I like it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. JPO, what do you got?
Here comes the money in the bank.
Pez.
Here comes the "you got a lot of money in the bank" questions tonight.
It is. I do feel like it's also kind of appropriate.
It is the season. That's fine. Yeah, I get it.
Richie, what do you got?
Here comes money in the bank. Here we go. Here comes money in the bank.
Here comes the money in the bank.
Yeah, that's a good question though. I like that.
So we'd spin off to Here Comes Honey Boo Boo.
Pez, where do you want to go?
Well, just so you don't forget what category I'm on, Archie, let's go before and after 400. Just keep it going.
The third person to win back-to-back Royal Rumbles, and the man who entered number 1 in the 2022 Elimination Chamber match.
Fuck.
So this is one where I feel like if you can get one, you might be able to guess the other.
Yeah.
Gonna hit you guys with a 5, 4, 3, 2,
Extension.
1. Okay.
I just got it right at the end. All right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pez, what do you got?
Stone Cold Steve Austin Theory.
Richie, what do you got?
Stone Cold Steve Austin Theory.
And JPO, what do you got?
Steve Austin Theory.
Stone Cold Steve Austin Theory, or Steve Austin Theory also, I will accept. Same human rule.
Yep.
Well, not the same human. I just didn't do the nickname. Yeah.
Right, yeah, it works.
Stunning Steve Austin Theory. Yes.
Same human rule.
Master Theory.
Yeah.
But no, I liked that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Richie, where are we going next?
Where do we go now? We go to. Let's finish off the category before and after.
The man who defeated Dominic Mysterio to end his second NXT North American Championship reign, and a current member of Shane Taylor Promotions.
God, who's in Shane Taylor Promotions? I don't watch the pre-shows.
This was the one that I was kind of proud of.
Yeah, well, I don't know who's in Shane Taylor Promotions, so I'm not even going to bother. I didn't watch that last pre-show match they had on the other pay-per-view. I was getting pizza. If I remembered, I probably could get the other one, maybe.
So I'll hit you guys with a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Richie, what do you got?
Dragon Lee Moriarty.
JPO, what do you got?
Yep, Dragon Lee Moriarty.
And
Cool.
Pez,
That sounds good.
yes, Dragon Lee Moriarty. All right, JPO, where do you want to go?
Who am I to?
One-time World Heavyweight Champion, one-time NXT UK Champion, one-time Intercontinental Champion, and a one-time King of the Ring. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. JPO, what do you got?
Gunther.
Pez, what do you got?
Gunta.
And Richie.
Punta.
It is Gunta. I feel like that could have also been a 100, but as one of my favorite wrestlers currently working, I wanted to include him. So, Pez, where do you want to go?
Math for 300.
Math for 300. This one might be a... yeah, we'll see. The number of participants in the main event of SummerSlam 2010 minus the current number of members of the Wyatt Six. We're doing a little subtraction this time. It's weird. I think the way you guys did it, I think you got all the addition. I think the last two are subtraction. You guys just happen to get all three addition first. Five, 4, 3.
Attention. I'm thinking.
You got it.
Time to guess a number. All right, because I have no idea what the first part is. But I'm going to guess it's more than the second part. So I'll just guess a number. That would make sense if you did some subtraction.
You might be onto something. And also, stop giving hints.
Well, it is minus, so it's got to be, the top one's got to be more than the other one. So, yeah.
Yes, we are not going into the
We're not going to negative, -2.
It's not a negative show for the most part.
Yeah, we stay positive.
All right. I think I have
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. JPO, we'll start with you.
9.
Pez, what do you got?
No idea. 4.
And Richie.
5.
It's 11. Was the 8-on-8 between next.
8 on 8. I thought it was a 7 on 7. Damn it!
Oh, you know what?
Uh-oh. Challenge?
I don't know. Am I right or who's right? I mean, I'm not like cocky about it.
No, you're. And so you had what? JP, you had 9, right?
9, because I was thinking it's 14, 7 on 7.
Correct. I
minus
missed
5.
Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking 8 on 8.
Oh,
So
yeah, I got it.
JP will get the points.
Yeah, it's I remember because it's Nexus year. It's
And
Team Nexus versus Team WWE minus Daniel Bryan, so it's only 7 on 8.
I didn't look it up. I went in thinking Nexus debuted as 8. That's what I went with. And so
yeah, no. This is Daniel Bryan gets fired for the tie incident, so there's 7.
You are correct. So
right.
my math was right. My answer was wrong.
Nah, you're good. You're good.
Don't
Watch
come
the
at me.
WT. We've all done it. We've all done it.
So, Pez, where do you want to go?
I've said the math once. I think it's on Richie.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Richie.
Yeah.
Let's finish. Who am I?
Who am I?
Who am I?
1-time Raw Women's Champion, 3-time Women's Tag Team Champion, 11-time 24/7 Champion, and a Money in the Bank winner. Is this a 500? I don't know. Was it the last one I thought of? Yes. Did I not want to edit it? Also, yes. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Richie, what do you got?
Nikki Cross.
JPO, what do you got?
Yeah, Nikki Cross.
And Pez, what do you got?
Is it the same person as Bailey?
Unfortunately, no. It is. Okay. It is Nikki Cross.
The last 24/7 champion.
Yeah, throw it in the dumpster.
Tried to throw it in the trash.
JPO, where do you want to go?
What year 3?
The years that saw Edge retire and then make his return. So that first retirement, and then his first return.
Well, wait, are we doing? We're not doing
in-ring return. So I'm looking for 2 years.
Oh, okay. Shit.
We'll make this a WWE. No, we won't.
I mean, you can, in case everyone fucks up, but I think one of us might.
So I think I can insert scores automatically. If you get 1, you'll get half points.
Yeah, go for it.
So these are worth 150 each. It's my Jeopardy, damn it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. JPO.
11 and 20.
Pez.
I'm probably off by a year. 2010, 2022.
Oh. The other one,
and
the first one, maybe.
And Richie.
11 and 20.
Correct answers are 11 and 20.
Yeah. Because he debuts before the pandemic is full in effect.
Yeah,
he's proud.
I'm so glad we got that return.
Oh, that's right. Because I thought that was after the pandemic where he came back in the Rumble.
No, but then remember he does all those Randy Orton, no.
Oh, that's stupid. The stupid greatest match ever.
The greatest wrestling match ever.
Greatest match ever.
Dumb shit.
50 minutes.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I always forget that the 2020 Rumble and all that happened before the pandemic shit happened. Like,
I think it's Chambers in front of a crowd too, right? Or
Yeah,
yeah.
Because I know it blew up in March of 2020 is when everything blew up.
I remember we squeezed out a show March 15th, right at the halfway point.
I went
then I was like,
I went to a Schmodown. I went to a Schmodown live in February of 2020, right before the fucking world shut down in Atlanta. Yeah, like
that be their last live? Did they do any lives after?
That was it because I killed it. It was the Atlanta one that I went to. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, so blame Pez for the Schmodown's falling.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's a good thing I had a VIP for that one too and met everybody because otherwise.
She never came again. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Next time, it's like I'll get him next time.
Yeah, right. Pay-per-view for 400.
I'm just saying, Kobe leaves us and the world goes to shit.
Yeah.
The Hardys
versus the world wasn't that great before him.
So the Hardys versus Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch, Mr. McMahon, Shane McMahon, and Umaga versus Bobby Lashley. John Cena versus Edge versus Randy Orton versus Shawn Michaels.
My recollection was maybe.
Okay. Maybe.
Is Umaga the same as Umanga?
Yeah, same human. 4.
Distant cousins.
3, 2, 1. All right. Pez, what are you thinking?
It's got to be like 07 or something, but no, TLC.
Richie.
Said One Night Stand. When they do those.
JPO.
Yeah.
Backlash.
Correct answer is Backlash 07.
Yeah.
Which brings JPO and Richie to a tie. So I don't know if
what I said came to my mind too, because I feel
that's all right. I'm gonna sweep all the rest of these and beat you.
Maybe. No, because we saved all the big ones. It really is anyone's game.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, there's still 1,900 points up for grabs.
Yeah.
Richie, where are we going first?
In what year? 400.
The year that saw The Miz win his final, for now, Intercontinental Championship. I put for now before I thought, he might get.
We still don't know. It's still possible. Shit. I don't know where to go with this. Let me yell that shit last.
I have no fucking clue, so it's time to just guess a year. All right. No, yeah, good questions though, Jacob. I like it.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I'm not knocking the question. Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, good stuff. No, I mean just good in general. Like these are a nice variety of stuff. I like it.
And you know what? Even the math I haven't hated as much as I thought I would.
Yeah, like I said, I was gonna keep the math basic. I didn't want to do anything crazy.
Yeah.
Other than get
like doing addition and subtraction of full years, like then you really trip JPO up.
Yeah, right. Because
I thought he was asking for the last one with the 2 years for Edge. I'm like,
that originally was there, and then I realized I have an in what year category, so I just moved it over there instead. But it was originally there. But also when like the year he was his return minus or plus or whatever. Yeah, no, that would have been way too much. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Richie.
Not confident at all. 2018.
Let me see. All right, JPO.
I won one more. I was at 19.
And Pez.
I went 2 more. 2021. I have no idea.
One of you is correct.
Richard,
it's 2018.
Good pull. He dropped it at 19 points. Half points.
I don't know if he did actually, but
I'm just making shit up. Let's
JPO,
name a pay-per-view one more time.
Mm-hmm.
Ken Shamrock versus Jeff Jarrett. The Rock versus Dan Severn. Kane versus Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Some 90s, baby.
Like I said, most of it was
2000s.
Most of it was 2000s, but yeah, I remember now. I did
A lot of people forget about Dan Severn's return in 2011. Oops.
Classic SmackDown, former SmackDown GM, Jeff Jarrett.
As former TNA champion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm putting down year too because I'm
going to put down the year too.
Oh, well now I feel less cool.
I might get it wrong.
Like I said, if it's on the board, on the board and it's a wrong year, I'm not giving you the points. I said that at the beginning.
Fuck it up, Richie.
5.
I don't think I am, but yeah.
4.
Hold on. All right, I'm leaving the year. I'm saying
2.
Taking chances.
1. All right, well, I'm gonna go to Pez first then, because you guys have.
Okay.
Have
I'm gonna say Bad Blood.
All right, Richie, what do you got?
King of the Ring 98.
And JPO, what do you got?
King of the Ring 99. No, it's 98.
Okay.
It is King of the Ring 98.
Okay.
Yeah. Those first two are leading to the finals, and then that's
that was the first blood match.
His one and only actual title reign, if you don't count the world heavyweight.
And then he loses it the next night on Raw.
What day? Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck was the point? Why you know let Stone Cold title reign then?
All right, Pez.
Yeah, he lost. He was going to set himself on fire.
Let's go some final math for 5. So let's do it.
I don't even remember what this one was.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. It was the number of the most people to participate in a Royal Rumble minus the number of Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royals.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, shit. I think we'll match the second part.
Any Royal Rumble, not to give too many hints.
Yeah, nah. Well, that's the only hint you can give. Hold on, maybe I can pull this shit. Hold on. Let me think.
I put this one in 500 because I think that final part is the one that.
No, the back part is the hard part. So yeah. that's the tricky one. Yeah.
You guys a little bit more time for this one. I'm a nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be confused with a swell guy. That's not me.
That's me.
Or a swole guy like me. Anyway.
Or a free guy like Ryan Reynolds. That was a movie reference for anyone watching who doesn't know movies.
Yeah.
Although we're all movie people here too.
Okay, I'm in. And I hope. I don't know.
This one I did fact check. So this one, there is no.
Okay.
I believe it. Yeah.
I did fact check this one as opposed to the SummerSlam one, which I was just super confident on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pez, what do you got?
Let's go 38.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Richie.
This is a blind guess. 38.
Oh shit! For real?
And JPO.
God damn it. I really do hate Matthew. You are right because I have 37 dicks in a row.
Oh shit!
Correct answer is 39.
Oh, we're all wrong.
Yeah, there's only been 11.
I guess 12. Yeah, 12 battle. I was off by 1. Fuck.
Yeah, the reason I put that, I don't know if 2020 might have tripped people if he just like counted back and went to the start because there wasn't one in 2020.
Well, I didn't know in general. I just thought 12 sounded good.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not a bad guess.
I have no fucking clue.
Yeah, I thought you were.
I was close.
Make a clerk's joke. I was like, please make them want to make a sex joke.
As somebody who's only seen Clerks once, I don't even.
In a row.
There's in a row. Come on.
Oh, you know, it does make So I think I'll pick the final category if you guys don't mind. Let's go with in what year for 500?
Okay.
The year that saw Oklahoma win his only WCW Cruiserweight champion.
God. Oh God.
I might have the exact event.
Were you there?
Let me see if I can pull that. I might use an extension. I might be able to pull the event. Because this is some Russo-rific shit right here.
Oh, the Pacers won by 1 point. Damn it. It's okay. The Thunder also lost against Denver in Game 1. So
they say there's a few times you can always remember where you were in your life. The day your first kid was born, 9/11, and the day Oklahoma won his only WCW Cruiserweight Championship. I knew exactly where I was.
5.
I'm going to take an extension
4.
because I'm trying to pull the exact event. I'm going to take an extension. All right.
Oh, now you know what?
I can potentially name you matches on the other ones.
I want to hear it, and we won't dock you points. I was say dock him points if he's wrong, but put it down.
Yeah.
As long as you have the year.
I think I have the year, but I'm just trying to pull the exact because I remember this
picture.
The picture of him holding up the belt being one of the magazines I had. So I'm trying to remember what recap of the show it was.
You know what? That actually, that should help me.
Yeah.
Well,
although honestly, I might be unsubscribed. No, I'm subscribed by now. I think.
I'm surprised we wouldn't be. I'm surprised we don't know the answer more clearly because I'm surprised we haven't made us watch this show yet.
Oh, we will.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll start at the bottom. Richie.
See the 1 or 2 years. Is it their death year 2001?
JPO.
Oh, I don't think it's a 1. It's definitely or it's 99. It's 99 or 2000. It's 99.
And Pez.
1. There's no shit.
No,
like
2000. I just can't remember the. I said Great American Bash, but
so it is 2000.
Yeah.
Points. It was sold out.
Sold out. I was trying to remember the name of the fucking show because that show, it was a fucking horrible show because it also has Kevin Nash beating the fuck out of Terry Funk in the hardcore match and just killing him. That show also has Big T wrestle in Booker T.
Booker T for the T name.
Wait, are you sure we didn't watch this show?
We might have.
Did watch this show.
Yeah, that's also the show where Dean Malenko and Billy Kidman screwed up their catch-as-catch-can match in the opening.
Oh, yeah, the minute and a half.
Went to the floor and screwed it up.
I've seen recaps of this show.
And then Kidman and the Wall had a cage match. It was a fucking horrible show. Yeah, I just couldn't remember the name of it. Which name?
You know, the only reason I said 99 is because my trivia brain fucked me. I'm like, 2000 was an answer.
Well,
earlier.
no, again,
there's no way you're double dipping on JPL, 2000.
I don't know if you remember Wow magazine. The wrestling magazine,
yes.
The WoW magazine.
Yeah, I got that occasionally.
I had like all the 2000 WoW magazines because that's what I was getting into. So I remember Oklahoma holding up the thing as Medusa kicked him in the back from 2000. It's a random thing. I had that magazine. They had a picture of it holding up as she kicked him in the back of the head. So
Oklahoma would hold the title for 2 days before vacating it because he exceeded the weight limit.
Yeah, it was so
how the fuck you winning?
It's because it's fucking Vince Russo. Do you even have to ask that question?
No, I know there's no logic. I know.
There's no logic.
He just wanted to get the title off Medusa without, making her look.
Yeah, but let me see if I'm right about those matches I said, because I'm pretty sure I was. Like, at least the ones I named. Sold Out 2000. Yeah, but that's also the show where they tried to hold on to Benoit because he won the title on that show.
Oh, yeah, I have seen the show, yes.
Yeah. So while he's looking that up, just real quick, the results. Pez with 2,400.
Yeah.
JPO with 4,100.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
wait, I won. I thought
and Richie on top of 45.
That's why I was sad I didn't get that one. I would have beat you if I had just gone with my gut. But I went with my trivia brain.
I actually had the same logic.
No, the Benoit Sid one, that's mayhem, I thought.
No, Chris Benoit defeats Sid Vicious for the vacant WCW heavyweight title by submission.
At what show?
Sold Out 2000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Billy Kidman defeats Dean Malenko 2 minutes 36 seconds. Catch can because Dean forgot the rules. Oklahoma Medusa. It was Booker T and Stevie Ray, but Big T debuted during that match and showed up all fat as shit. That tracks because his picture was in the magazine too. Yeah, the Wall and Kidman and Caged Heat. Kevin Nash defeats Terry.
Kidman had 2 matches.
Kevin Nash defeats Terry Funk in a hardcore match. He powerbombed him off the stage and beat the shit out of him really, really bad. Yeah, it's a bad. Every match has a gimmick or something. It's terrible. Yeah.
Why did Kidman double dip in that? fucking baby.
I don't know why Kidman double dipped. It made no sense. It was something to do with, I don't even remember why that was. I have no idea. But yeah, there you go.
This was fun. Thanks for.
Thank you, Jacob.
This. Yeah, and then I know. Yeah, so I believe I still have another prediction win in the bank, because I'm sure all of us do, and we're coming up on a little bit of a lull here after we get through Money in the Bank. We'll have a little bit of time before All in Texas, so I don't know what day I'm going to choose. I'm going to let you guys, obviously choose something first before I do another one. But I do know that when I do it, it's just going to be a game night. I want each of you and I myself will all come up with a different game, and we're just gonna do a game night. We're gonna do something different, just something fun, something nice and casual.
Yeah.
Can I invite Jesse Plemons?
No, you can't. We don't have the budget for that.
Okay.
So. But yeah, no. So yeah, obviously next week we will recap Money in the Bank, talk some Worlds Collide. I'm pretty sure.
My game's gonna be: was it a Russo gimmick or not? And I'll name a gimmick match. You tell me if it was Russo or not Russo in WCW. Because he was in very specific periods from like 99 to early 2000, and then like late 2000. So I'm going to give you a gimmick match, and you tell me if it was Russo or not.
You can tell it's a Russo match, especially in TNA, when depending how much rules Mike Tenay ran down before the match.
We had to explain 85 things before the Royal.
Yes. Yeah. So join us next week. Yeah, we'll recap Money in the Bank. Probably talk some Worlds Collide. Catch up on any news. If there's any more, releases that happen, obviously we'll touch on those as well. Hopefully there's not. I don't like it when people lose their job. Although if their contract is running out, is that really losing their job, or is that just them saying, "Hey, I don't want your money anymore"? I don't know. But between now and then, Richie, where can people find you online?
Yeah, me and Paz just did Wheeler movies before this, School of Rock. It was fun.
And you didn't invite me.
We haven't been doing the guest thing lately, so it's not just you.
Okay. Never mind then.
Because it's been more of like, I'll schedule guests and they drop out last minute, so I just haven't been bothering lately, So it's just that
it's a movie I love.
Then we only have an hour because we got to get done before Lonely Marks, and if we have a third person, it just goes too long. So yeah, we've just been not doing it lately. So
if it's ever a movie I love, and you want to kick Richie off.
Yeah, well, I mean, we did it the one day because Richie just didn't show up, and luckily I had you to talk about Lion King.
Lion King,
yeah. So that was just more of a technicality that I happened to have you there, and it worked out. So, yeah.
So you can catch me on there. We'll spin the wheel at probably this week during 205. And then I'll be on ranking Mike Flanagan movies. Although I won't be able to talk about Life of Chuck, so that doesn't come out here until late July, which is annoying. But talk about most of the other stuff. Other than that, I'm on WWE, and then I'm on ASAT all the time on doing the channel too, and doing all the other trivia stuff on Popular Horror, and I mean, all there and everywhere, and it's just fun.
Yes, JPO. Where can the people find you? Online, not in real person, like in real life, because that would be weird.
Fort Myers, Florida, zip code 33901, 242. Oh, that's true, by the way. I give it away way too much. But when you're not stalking me here in Fort Myers, Florida, although hey, if you're available, in 1 week, by the way, a little over a week, June 13th in Fort Myers. Come hang out with us. We have an awesome RPW wrestling show. I'll be there. I'm your GM, commissioner, ambassador, all-around swell guy. I'm going to lay down the law. We've got Madman Fulton. We've got Argus Artois. We've got Ryzen. We've got a lot of wonderful people. Noah Vale. Thank God for Noah Vale. So much more. We got the Real Pro Rumble. Will I enter the Rumble? Be there to find out. But online, you can also catch me. Of course, on this channel every Thursday, so make sure always remember to be here on Thursdays. But the Perisco movie shenanigans. We did some movie shenanigans tonight, yesterday. Pierce Wrestling. We're already up to the semifinals coming up soon for that wrestling trivia tournament. So yeah, and then other channels as well from time to time.
The King of WWT seems to be going a lot quicker than the King of ASAP.
Well, it was also graphically shorter. Like, what was it? The other was 32. This was 16, maybe, or something like that. Like, yeah, there's way less matches in round one.
Well, yeah, it just feels like it took a while to get through. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's not you tried to schedule. This isn't on you, but.
Yeah, no, I did the same amount of scheduling, a couple of matches at a time. I wasn't trying to schedule 12 matches at a time.
Don't worry. As soon as that tournament's done, he'll start the tag team tournament for ASAP.
Tag team tournament. So yeah, start finding your partners. Barber, Richie, Pez. I know Pez has been thinking.
It's confirmed. He broke up with his previous partner.
I was about to say Pez super kicked Anderson and put him through the glass window, barbershop style. And I was looking for a new partner. He has a new one evidently. So stay tuned to find out who that is once the brackets are revealed.
Going for the gold this time.
That's still going to be at least a couple weeks, about a month away. But it's soon. It's coming.
If you want to know, I'll just tell you off air. That's fine. Let's roll.
I think you told me already. Oh, you didn't
know. Well, I had to confirm it, but it's confirmed now.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Behind the scenes.
So when you're not doing that, Pez, where can people find you?
Mostly over on the Movie Hero Network, co-hosting or hosting. Yeah, Wheel of Movies, Recast, Tournament Fights, Tier Ranker. We get in the middle of the drama tournament. We got the Dad movie tournament next Friday, so that should be fun. All dad movies. That's my specialty. I taped 2 Wide Within horror matches on Wednesday night. So I think one's out this week and one's out next week. There's a tag match. Yeah, I have a new partner over there. We called ourselves since Henry dropped off the face of the earth and he was my partner. I'm now teamed with Brandon Dunlap, and we are known as From the Book of Henry, like the Saw movie. So as a tribute. So we thought that was funny. So we're From the Book of Henry, and then I taped a singles match as well. So there you go.
So when you say dad movies, do you mean like movies dads would enjoy, or movies?
It's like the movies that are like dad approved, that your dad would give a thumbs up to. So anything with Clint Eastwood, Harrison Ford, Paul Newman, World War II movies. Steve McQueen, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like those types of movies that your dad would be like, that was a great movie. So, your Dirty Dozens, your Bullet, Great Escape, Clear Present Danger, any Clint Eastwood, like 80s or 90s movie, shit like that. So, yeah, it's dad movies in quotations of movies that are or actually, I had a graphic for movies that are dad approved. That's right. That's right.
Nice.
So, yeah, that should be a fun one.
Yeah. So, check all that stuff out. Come back next week. If you happen to be in the Washington State area, I will be your featured comedian at the Juice Box on this upcoming Tuesday, the 10th. So come check out some free comedy.
Oh, shit. Let me look at my calendar. No, I'm not going to be anywhere near that. Sorry. I just checking my calendar.
Then July 19th, which is why I'm really glad AEW's is on July 12th. Otherwise, I'd have to miss it. I have another show. It's a Saturday at a place called The Beat Drop in Lacey, Washington. That'll be a lot of fun. They let me pick a walk-up song. So I'll tell you guys what it is off air.
Just look at me. Just look at me.
I can see.
Just look at me.
We'll be back next week. I'm not sure if I will be joining.
I'm an ass man. I'm an ass man.
But, yes, we will be talking wrestling next week. If not me, the 3 of the other marks will. So, if you've been watching live, thank you. If you're watching on the replay, thank you. Let us know your Money in the Bank predictions, and if there was a 5th match added, go ahead and include that as well. If you're watching this after Money in the Bank happened, don't let us know your predictions because what's the point?
If you do that, it's going to age like milk. So just tell us what you thought of the show. That's fine.
So, for Richie, for JPO, for Pez, I'm Jacob. We're lonely. Hopefully you're not.
All right.